All right. What's up, you dirty motherfuckers? Another masculine podcast on the way. And I'm joined here by my pet loving, hooker strangling, eats other animals' ass loving partner CEO. CEO, say what's up to the people.
Yeah. Fuck y'all niggas too.
I have to agree with that. But, anyways, got two amazing topics here. One of these I'm actually really interested in talking about, and we should talk about this first. So I see, and this is just a straightforward question.
Mhm.
So CEO, CEO, let me pull out the dialogue. You know those people who take sports. Now we're both sports fans. We both love the Giants and the Ravens, but
Right.
we don't love them as a god. You know,
Okay.
like people. You know, I don't get how people get so emotional, so like torn up
hmm
over the sports teams losing and talk about, just talk about that throughout the whole week. People who, they say they'll die for their team, and it's like what the fuck, bro? And they actually like mean that shit. Or like Bill's Mafia, they fucking go through like flaming tables and shit.
Right.
Like, people think that's cool. I always thought that was stupid and corny. So the question is, should you look at your favorite sports team as a god?
I mean, I I feel like the better way to phrase is like, should you idolize them to to the degree that you would like a church, right? Because you'll have
God,
individuals,
basically.
yeah, you'll have individuals who uh like they religiously watch football and they won't miss a game for no reason, right?
Yeah.
So for those individuals, I feel like it's unhealthy to worship like a business product, because that's what essentially the NFL or any
Is
sports team is, right? Like it's
yeah,
just a
yeah.
product, it's entertainment. So I don't feel like people. The reason people I feel like attach themselves to sports teams is just they like the tribal aspect of it. So they like to feel like, oh, it's my squad versus your squad, right?
Yeah.
So people get hooked on the tribalism because as
It's like a
humans,
fucking gang or some shit.
right? Yeah, exactly. Because humans are naturally attracted to being tribalistic. So I feel like sports gives a lot of people the kind of way they give them the outlet to be able to express that tribalistic nature within them. So that's why I feel like that's why sports is so popular, especially amongst men.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's unhealthy in my opinion if you like you can be a big sports fan, but to the point where you're like beating people up on the streets when they disagree with you or at
Or
games.
matter of fact, CEO, did you ever hear about the Eagles fan who shot the Giants fan to death?
No, I actually never heard about that. No.
So there was like a game in Philly. I think the Giants won, and some Eagles fan they got into an argument, and the Eagles fan shot the Giants fan.
Okay.
And I'm like, that is you're gonna take somebody's life
Mhm.
over a football game.
Yeah.
I fucking hate the Eagles, but I would never ever shoot an Eagles fan for what they say about the Giants. That's
R-
just like you have to be fucking sick in the head to do that shit.
Right. Yeah. I mean, like, yeah, it's just like some people view sports teams rivalries as like they take it way too seriously to the point where it's kind of like gang on gang violence. That and you're always gonna get those idiots who do that shit, but it's unhealthy in general to like because it's at the end of the game. It's just entertainment, right?
Yeah.
It's nothing more. It doesn't affect your life. If your favorite team wins, if your favorite team wins the Super Bowl and you're broke, you're still gonna be broke. If they lose, you're still gonna be whatever situation you're in right now. It's not gonna change. So that's what people need to relax. Like some people's whole week will get ruined if their sports team loses on Sunday. Like their whole like they're in a bad mood, and I'm like, bro, like it's not serious. It's not that serious. Like you can be upset that day, but the next day you should be okay with it. Like it's just a game. Like there's no need to have some random men basically just tackling each other, that shouldn't upset your whole weekend or your whole week. That's my opinion.
And I actually have a piggyback question after I say this, but or even that, like you should have something more in your life, like maybe like job, a girlfriend, some friends, to like kind of take your mind off of like, okay, your favorite sports team's lost. Okay, I get it, and I can understand when you're like a teenager and you're in high school that can. I mean, even though me personally, I never thought I ever got upset about the Giants or Oklahoma or
Right.
anything like that losing
Mm-hmm.
for like a whole week. But I can understand like your friends joking on you, clown on you during the school week, and you're like, ah, fuck. But I
Right.
mean, but you're a fucking kid. The only responsibility you really have is fucking school. But
Right.
fucking grown men like crying and just fucking like just getting upset. It's like it's not you're crying about a bunch of grown men getting paid millions of fucking dollars who don't give a fuck about you who lose.
Right.
You're more upset than they are.
Right. Exactly. I just don't. It's a cultural. I think it's a cultural issue with the United States. Like it's just them caring too much about, and I feel like it should also reflect yourself because those players, like they should be the ones that give a fuck about it, right? Because they're the ones getting paid millions of dollars,
Yeah, they're the ones
right?
that makes their career right there.
Right. They're the ones that can get cut, traded. Like that makes sense, right?
Yeah.
But you as a fan, yeah, enjoy the product. You can be upset that same day, but the next day you should be all right. You shouldn't be upset about it because you don't get paid that money. You're the consumer. You're the one paying them the money.
Yeah, facts.
So don't let it consume. Don't let it consume your life to the point where, like, if you religiously watch football and your whole life's about football, and I'm just like, you can be doing a lot of more productive things personally if you're that obsessed about one thing.
Yeah.
Um, because the players that you watch, they're being productive. They're earning millions of dollars. So it's kind of like, yeah, enjoy the sport, enjoy the product, but don't take it overboard. Like don't make it to the point where it affects your mental health if your team loses.
Or fucking kill somebody for a fucking Eagles and Giants game.
Yeah,
Now,
basically.
CEO, here's a more question. This is kind of transitioning, kind of in the NFL, but more in the NBA. Should you look at players as
Mhm.
idol figures or gods?
All right, because we have in the United States, there's always been like a tradition where people always viewed like, oh, your favorite sports team, favorite player as your idol, right?
Yeah,
You look up to them. The players are always under pressure to keep up with the image that a lot of people put on them. Um, here's the thing, right? Like you should model yourself after people who you know for a fact share values that you care about, right? You shouldn't, if you want to idolize somebody, you should idolize somebody who makes an impact, like makes an impact in something that you care about, not like, oh, okay, I'm going to idolize LeBron for the simple fact that he's elite at bouncing a ball.
yeah,
Like that's dumb, right? You have to have
yeah,
a reason. You can't be idolizing like, okay, if somebody's great at basketball or football or whatever the sport may be, that's like you can admire them because they're good at their craft and they're doing that at a high level,
yeah.
but you shouldn't be idolizing them or making them your role model because at the end of the day, you don't know any of their values. You don't know what kind of person LeBron really is.
Mm-hmm.
You don't know what kind of people they are because the vast majority of them have one, they have PR teams to make them
Yeah,
look a certain way. Number two, most of these players aren't ID. They do things that maybe uh, a lot of people wouldn't consider. What's the word, like
morals.
moral, right? They'll be at they'll play the game, then the next morning the next night they'll be at the strip club, like with a lot of drugs and shit. So like there are players you can idolize because you're like, okay, this guy's a good person for the community. He's actually a good person. Um, his worth ethic is great. Like you can idolize that person, but a lot of people will just randomly idolize people that are just good at the craft they're in without taking into account other factors that makes them quote worthy of being idolized or being looked up towards. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So like I'm pretty sure there's a lot of people who idolize Kevin Durant to a certain degree, right? But
Yeah.
Kevin
Unfortunately.
Durant's great at his craft, but is he exactly the person you want to model your worth ethic and ethics with? I don't think so.
My thing is this is that I listen, I understand now, and this kind of goes back to the point is that a lot of children, especially a lot of black boys,
Hmm.
idolize these players mainly because they don't have a father in the household to idolize.
Right.
So they kind of look at LeBron or KD
Hmm.
or a Steph or Russell Westbrook as a father figure.
Right.
And I feel like that's a big mistake because you don't know these people. They're not really teaching you anything. Like,
Right.
I'll give you a prime example. I seen something on Facebook, I think today, where it had a picture of and it was like who's the real GOAT? And it had like a picture of Michael Jordan like hugging a police officer, and it had a picture of like LeBron James wearing an I Can't Breathe t-shirt. And they
Okay.
said that's why LeBron James is more of the GOAT than Michael Jordan. And I'm
Okay.
just like, wait. So you're gonna sit here and act like just not from like a basketball perspective, like
Mhm.
he's more of the GOAT because he's more quote unquote woke
Right.
than Michael Jordan.
Okay.
But behind the scenes, my thing is this is that if LeBron James is so woke and so for the people, why was he silent about China? Like I find it funny how he can put on this persona, which is
Mhm.
all started by Nike. Nike's the woke one pulling the strings behind him, but
Right.
no one can make the connections that he's only doing this because Nike's telling him to do this, or like you said, his PR team telling this. Do you actually believe he really gives a fuck about these causes
No.
to the degree that people think that he does?
No.
You shouldn't be fucking idolizing someone. If you want to say, oh, I love the fact LeBron James is fucking one of the best athletes I've ever seen, that's fine. That's cool. But don't idolize him like he's some god figure. Because I promise you, behind closed doors,
Hmm.
LeBron James is a fucking millionaire. He's probably a Republican behind closed doors and acts like he's a Democrat.
He, yeah, and here's the thing. For example, social media is a perfect example of this, right? You have people who literally dedicate their accounts to LeBron or a specific athlete, right?
Yeah.
Like you'll have people those literally spend hours a day, every day, tweeting about how LeBron is the GOAT.
Yeah.
Like, do you know how pathetic, not only how time consuming, how ridiculous that is, but how pathetic it is for you to go on social media, portray yourself, put LeBron's face everywhere on your profile, and all you do is tweet about him and talk about him. See, this is the idolization that we're talking about, right?
I
People,
mean, borderline, that's fucking homosexual. Like, Jesus
I mean,
Christ.
yeah, but you see that almost everywhere, right? Like
Yeah. Like
you'll see that,
LeBron.
yeah, and the vast majority of these people are young males, right?
Yeah.
Like, and you're like, wow, not even like you would think that maybe a female would be obsessed with LeBron for some reason, right?
Not even females fucking do that shit.
Right, exactly. The vast majority of people who set up these fan accounts and all they do is tweet about LeBron and whatever. All literally the vast majority of them, if not all of them, are males.
Yeah. And by the way,
So
before anybody says anything, I put this James Winston picture up before I was like 14 years old, so that doesn't count. I'm actually in the process of changing this too before anybody tries to say anything about me. But keep going, CEO.
okay, yeah. I mean, I just assumed that was because you like the FSU, but not
Well, yeah,
specifically
yeah,
the
but
NFL.
someone probably say something, but
Oh, right, but no, but I mean, I'm pretty sure you don't tweet about Jameis Winston and have an account with him, his face on it all 24/7.
no, I
So,
don't.
but you'll have all these, and the probably the majority of them are kids, like teens, doing this shit, which is sad.
Yeah,
because
teens are or honestly, I don't think, I think it's a bunch of 20-year-olds because I don't think
that would be
teens
even more pathetic.
because like some of the stats that they look up, they'll say, "Oh, LeBron James is the only player to average fucking 27 points under like 37 minutes like or like under 20 minutes." It's like, dude, how do you know that? You have to like really I don't even think ESPN offers that fucking kind of stat lines.
No, I'm like no one. And when they do spew out those facts, somebody else looks it up for them. They just repeat it on there. But yeah, so this is this is what I'm talking about, like the idolization of figures like LeBron. So, and it's also not fair for people like LeBron because he is a human being. He will make a lot of mistakes. So, no, people shouldn't idolize men or shouldn't like. And this is why there is some credence to. I feel like people who maybe are. I'll give them credit, like certain religious people, right?
Yeah, yeah,
In terms of when you're idol or when you idolize God, for example, right?
yeah,
At least you're idolizing some supernatural being over a man, right?
yeah,
That's much better in my opinion because if you're gonna because you at least you're idolizing something greater than yourself rather than idolizing a fellow like human being.
yeah. And
Because
of course, I idolize God, but even that, I look up to my pops when he was here. But at least with your father, you can see his flaws. You can see him tell you, "Yeah, I'm not perfect. Learn from my mistakes." LeBron James is not doing that on TV.
Yeah, and by the way, I just want to preface this by saying that it's not even LeBron's responsibility to play that role.
Oh, whoa, whoa, whoa! Hold up, time out, time out. When he goes on TV and says he's more than an athlete and all this other shit, then he's basically saying that he wants kids to follow his lead and shit like
Okay,
that. So,
what I mean by that is I mean like it shouldn't be okay. Let me rephrase that. It shouldn't be his responsibility
I agree. Yeah,
to
I
fulfill
agree.
that role, right? Like just because you're an athlete doesn't mean you're a role model.
I agree. Yeah, I agree.
And I feel like put it in. Not everyone's meant to have that responsibility, right? Like
Yeah, a
not
lot
every
of people shouldn't.
a lot of people shouldn't. Like a lot of great athletes are not great role models. Like that's okay. Like they're like athletes should not be like they're not hired because they're great role models. They're hired because they're great athletes.
Yeah, facts.
So like don't like it. And as a parent, you should you should be the one telling your kid not to. By the way, like look up to figures. You should be instilling values in your kid and letting them find their own way. You shouldn't be telling your kid, "Oh, look up to some random celebrity." Like I don't think that's a good idea. Like cuz like why are you as a parent like you just said you should strive to be your kid's role model
Yeah.
and you should be setting that example for your kid,
Well, I mean,
right?
majority for these little black boys don't have that
Right.
father figure, so
Right, they don't, but even the mothers at least don't try to live up to the best role mother a mother could be, you know what I'm saying?
yeah, yeah,
Right, so they should be the first person that your kids should respect and really look up to is their parents, right?
yes,
So if they want to admire an athlete because they like their craft, that's fine, but
yeah, that's
they
cool.
shouldn't they shouldn't be looking up to that athlete for moral guidance or seeking values from that athlete. Like you shouldn't like that's not something people should be doing.
Yeah. Now, do you fault the athletes? And I kind of alluded to this earlier. Do you fault the athletes for LeBron James being more than an athlete?
Mhm.
Him, D Wade. Do you blame them for trying to be more role models? And honestly, do you blame like say because have you ever heard the Nike commercial of Charles Barkley saying, "I'm not a role model. I get paid to play basketball. Parents
Right.
should be role models." And people and the athletes now, like a LeBron and
Mhm.
Kareem Abdul-Jabbar back in the day shamed him for doing that.
Okay.
Do you blame the athletes for acting like they should be role models?
Okay. Here's the thing. Okay. So Now, I think the athletes should be honest with themselves, right?
Yeah.
Charles Barkley was straightforward. He said, "Don't look up to me, right? That's not my job."
Yeah.
Like he that's what he said. I think that's perfectly fine.
Which I agree with that more. But
Right,
then
like he's not a role model. He was played like he's being realistic. Now, there are going to be athletes that want to be some kind of like um fucking moral leader in the community, right? There
you
are going to
sure.
be athletes that want to do that, but again, people like LeBron and people like who else? What was that other person you mentioned?
Kareem Abdul-Jabbar.
Yeah, Kareem Abdul-Jabbar. It's just like their values are not shared with everyone, right?
Yeah.
So the values that LeBron is uh, portraying in public is not the values that I want my kids to be instilled. Like I don't want like what LeBron, in my opinion, what LeBron teaches is how not to be accountable for your actions, right?
Yeah.
Like that. That's what I when I think of LeBron, that's what I think of. Somebody who's okay with telling people that you shouldn't be accountable for your actions. So those values, if you want to instill those values in your kid, well, that's your problem. But I don't feel like I can't tell athletes not to do that. That's the thing, right? Like I can't. If I'm a team owner, maybe I'll tell LeBron maybe like just play basketball and shut the fuck up, right?
Yeah.
But if the owners don't do anything about it, then he can pretend to be a virtuous moral leader. But in my opinion, I don't even think he's doing that because he wants to. I think that a lot of the things LeBron is pushing um, are like are told or are companies telling him what to do. So
And that's the thing is that why would I trust athletes who are, let's be for a
hmm,
bought and paid athletes?
listen, right? Listen. So LeBron wants to be a kid's like for a kid's role model, right?
Yeah.
Let's say quote unquote.
Yeah, sure.
All right. So he'll show up in movies like Space Jam or whatever
Yeah.
and do all that and try to be a kid's role model. I mean, I hate to be the bearer of bad news, but the majority of that is done so that he can sell his shoes to kids.
Yeah, basically, yeah.
I don't think it's like let's be honest, like the majority everything. A lot of these athletes, I'm not saying all of them because I'm pretty sure there are genuine athletes that actually
We're
do
talking
care
about the
about
high. We're talking about we know the Kareems and the
right,
LeBrons.
but the majority of athletes, I'm confident saying the majority of athletes have some financial incentive
And the
in doing
Kaepernicks too, by the way. Still
when the cap
Kaepernick.
right. They have some financial incentive in doing whatever social cause or whatever uh or being kid friendly or whatever the fuck it is. They have some financial benefits, not that they actually give a fuck about the like kids. Do you think that LeBron like showing up in kids and like they just want to sell kids shoes, they want to
Yeah.
sell Nike apparel to children. That's basically the main goal. It's not because they give a fuck about the kids. All right. It's not about that. It's about selling kids. Because if you look up to LeBron, you're gonna want LeBron's shoes, you're gonna want LeBron's t-shirt, you're gonna want LeBron's pants. So you're gonna want all these things, and guess who sells them to you? Nike.
Yeah.
So that's why I always say the people that instill values in you should be your parents. Like I said, you can admire, like, yo, I admire Michael Jordan because like I admire that he was dedicated to his craft, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
Like he
Yeah.
was very dedicated to being the best that he can be in his particular craft. But I don't admire him for any social cause or any moral or any ethical thing. That's totally different.
Hmm.
And so a lot of people can't separate those two. And this is why you have people who idolize figures like LeBron James.
Now, like, and even someone popped up to my head, Dwayne Wade.
Okay.
Uh, and Dwayne Wade's probably one of my favorite basketball players to watch, especially in his prime.
Okay.
I, in no way, shape, or form, idolize him off the court. No way, shape, or form idolize him off the court of what he let his family become, his marriage, his kids become, and the agenda that he's trying to push.
Okay.
And that's a big thing why I don't, and that's where I was kind of getting into. That's a big thing I would get into. I don't want fucking my kids or any kids to idolize these players because some of the shit that they push, you can look at it and say, that's just fucking wrong.
Mm-hmm.
Like what Dwayne Wade is doing to his son. I mean, I don't care what anybody fucking says. It's fucking wrong.
Okay.
That's just a fact of the
Right.
matter. It's just honestly fucking wrong. Or some
Right.
new shit like if LeBron James, if Nike tells LeBron James, hey, you gotta go around and say boys can get pregnant like women.
Right.
No, that's fucking wrong. That's
Right.
just a fact. Or we don't know what a
Mm.
or or like we don't know gender is there's multiple genders, there's 100 genders. No,
Right.
that's wrong. So that's
Right.
where I'm kind of, and I think you touched on it with the morals and the ethics and
Mm.
stuff. It's like you should not be idolizing anybody for that shit.
No, and this is why I said that athletes, like for example, when I brought up that I think that when idolizing LeBron or looking up to LeBron, I think his message is not having accountability for yourself. Uh, for a lot of these figures, their values are different. Like you just said, Dwayne Wade, he follows that Hollywood agenda ideology, right? He
Yeah,
follows that you can be whatever the fuck you want to be, regardless of biological uh, realities. You can be whatever the fuck you want to be. You can convert your child into a girl. Uh, like all these twisted like ideas. For example, I personally think that's twisted, right?
yes,
Somebody might think that's perfectly fine, right?
they need to be fucking
Uh,
shot in the head.
and there's a lot of people in the country who think that that's perfectly fine, right? And that's where
Well,
I
but
that's why it's important that you as a parent instill the values in your kids, because you know for a fact there are going to be parents that instill Dwayne Wade type values into their children.
it shouldn't be parents, but
Yeah,
yeah, I get
so
what you're saying.
it's one of those things where it's like a pick and choose situation. Like I don't I- in society everything's so like mixed with values that that's why you shouldn't just generically idolize a person for that specific reason. But go ahead.
Yeah, it is just on beyond me. And it's like, how do you, and just kind of to switch gears, how do you feel about people who get into physical fights or who get so emotional when you say, LeBron's not the GOAT or MJ's not the GOAT or Kareem or Magic's not the GOAT or Kobe's not the GOAT?
Like like you can have a conversation about it, right?
Yeah,
But
yeah, but I'm talking about the people who just get so upset and they'll just say the most disrespectful thing to you. They want to
right.
fight you.
my
Like,
my thing is my question to those people are is why do you care so much about another man's legacy? Why don't you focus about your own legacy? Like
agree.
this is what I'm talking about, the unproductive part of society. It's like, why am I going to spend all day on Twitter or whatever social media you are debating randoms online regarding LeBron's legacy when I can be doing something productive?
Yes.
And again, and why are you getting angry with somebody over like entertainment? Like you can disagree, you can have a conversation with somebody, disagree with them, but get to the point where you're calling them retarded, stupid. You want to fight them, or like you want to meet up because you're discussing another man's legacy. That's just so weird. That's just a foreign concept.
Yeah, it's like
But we
honestly,
normalized it. That's the problem.
and that's the thing, and I want to get into 2 points. Number one, you honestly think, and just being real, you think LeBron James or fucking Kobe, if he was still here, RIP, or Steph Curry, they're fucking laughing at you. It's like, look at this fucking retard on the internet arguing about my legacy when
Yeah,
he's a fat fuck living in his mom's basement arguing about me. They don't fucking respect you for that. You can idolize somebody. You can say,
yeah,
that's my favorite player. I like to watch him play. That's
yeah,
cool.
yeah.
But at the
It's
same
funny.
time, it's not that fucking serious. And then what you said is that we normalized it. I think a lot of the ESPN FS1 where you have Skip Bayless and Shannon Sharp
Right.
going at it. But here's the thing: they're getting paid to fucking go at it and act like
Exactly.
they care.
Not
You
only right, not only that, it's their job to go at it because this is why when we're talking about it normalizes it, like they want it to be normalized because that's how you keep customers very loyal to your brand, right?
Yeah.
You keep them emotionally invested in whatever they're doing. So because I personally can be like I can go 3 weeks without watching Ravens football and I'll be okay. I don't care.
Yeah.
Like I
Same here.
like what I preferably would want to watch it. I want to see what's going on, but if I have something more important to do, like with my career or with whatever I have going on, like I'll do that instead of watching the game.
Or your life, to be honest with you.
Right. That's what I'm saying. It's like like I'm not gonna be like some people like, oh, like I can't go out with some like I can't do something this day because I gotta watch football. Like I'm not that's not what I would do, right?
Yeah, no, I
Like
can't do that.
yeah, so that's what I'm talking about with with those particular individuals. Like they need people like that. They need people that are dedicated to watching football, to watching that it basically is the most important thing in their life because they need people to be so emotionally invested so that viewership is up, they can make money off of ad revenue and all that bullshit. So that's why you have the ESPNs and people non like they don't give a fuck. They're just arguing points because it's their job. They get paid to so that you can keep so they can keep the audience super emotionally invested and keep coming back for revenue purposes.
It's like how many times can we argue MJ versus LeBron?
Yeah, I'm tired of that argument. Like I'm done
Like,
with that shit. Like
like,
I'm tired of that.
it's just like,
Like
just honestly, like, there's a clear cut better player, but it's like, why?
even at that point, it's like no one's gonna change their mind. Just let it go.
Yeah, it's like what? Like, no one's changing their fucking minds. It's like they're both great players. Just keeping, whether you
Yeah,
like them off the court or not, that's irrelevant. They're
right.
both great players. Just enjoy, just go watch
Yeah,
MJ's career, his whole career, and then just keep watching LeBron's career.
right.
It's that fucking simple. But
I will never partake in another MJ versus LeBron debate ever. I'm done with it. Like,
it's because it just gets so hackneyed, but people are still invested in it. People
no,
still argue with MJ
right.
this, LeBron this. It's like, come on.
How many times can you re-debate something over and over for decades on end? Like, there's like enough. Like, I'm done with that comparison. I was to the point where I was like, I don't even want to know about LeBron or Michael Jordan. I just want to know about like well, the upcoming talent. Like, I don't care. Like, I'm tired of talking about LeBron's legacy. We already know what LeBron's legacy is. Like, can we focus on up and coming talent?
Yeah,
Like,
man. It's like I'm more interested in Donovan Mitchell than anything fucking else. Is because he's just a new face. It's like wow, or fucking Lamelo Ball. Like it's like they're new
right?
people. It's
You
like
just
yo,
like yeah, right.
there.
Like we had decades, and when people discuss Michael Jordan so much, you would swear he's still in the league.
Yeah,
Like,
the simple fact that people still talk, it's like this guy's been retired since what 03?
yeah, he's been gone for forever.
He's been gone for 20 years now.
Yeah, like enough. Like, so this is why that happens because people are it makes people want networks leagues want people too emotionally invested in sports so the revenue can keep why do you think that like people can't even like the fucking there are a lot of people in that who watch the NFL right now who who said they wouldn't watch the NFL anymore that they're done with it and they still watch the NFL
Yeah.
because they're so addicted to it because that's what sports is. It's a way to hook you up on your favorite team or quote unquote drug. You should be focused on your own life and sports. If you have nothing else to do at home, yeah, go ahead watch the game.
Yeah,
But
if it's like a Sunday and you're
you got
chilling,
nothing to do.
yeah, you can.
Go ahead
I'm not.
watch the game.
Yeah, like I'm not saying like listen. Of course, like Sunday is like my first day off. I have Sundays, Mondays off. Of course,
Right,
I'm gonna watch the Giants. But if they win, cool. If they don't,
right,
I'm upset. But I'll get over it. I'm
right,
probably gonna get over that fucking day when I have some food or some shit.
right. It's like you'll get over it. Like Because when I was a kid, I would be upset for the whole week.
But that's your only responsibility you really have is school.
Right. But now as an adult, I'm like, okay, I'll be upset 20 minutes after, but then after like an hour, I'm good.
Yeah, it's like you got fucking bills to pay, you got a business to do, and
Yeah,
I'm
it's just
trying
like,
to I work, and I mess with some females, and I'm trying to grow
right,
my YouTube channel. Like I got more important shit to worry
right.
about than
And,
the
and I
fucking
also wouldn't
Giants.
delay events in my life for football. Like, no, I would never do that.
Like no, like let's be for like I honestly kind of like stopped caring like 2019 when I was like
Mhm.
with my ex. Like
Yeah,
I was like, the Giants suck. I can just go kick it up with her than watch the fucking Giants. I just don't
yeah.
care.
And
Or
what's
matter of fact,
funny,
this year when fucking Daniel Jones went down, we had Mike Glennon and Jake Fromm. I didn't even watch. I was asleep.
yeah, I mean, and and this is how it should be, but you're gonna have people who are like, oh, you're not real fans, blah 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 blah. Like you're not real, you know those individuals, right?
Here's
Like,
my question to all those people. What does your girlfriend say about you? What does your wife say about you? What does your life say about you, bro?
right. And I know some of you who, and there are people like who are married or who have girlfriends, and like on on football Sundays, they can't do anything because the nigga won't leave the house because you got to watch a game.
Yeah.
Like, just think about all the damage you're doing to your relationship because all you can do is you're fixated on just sitting on front of the TV watching a bunch of millionaires play. Like, come on, bro.
I
Like,
mean, even like I think that's a small minority because I feel like if it came down to it, like if it was like if they, especially if they have like kids or a wife, they're like, if it like something like the wife's like, oh hey, let's do this or hey, let's do that, they'll probably do that. Like the majority will probably do that, but there's like a small minority who'll be like, no, I can't do nothing without watching the Giants game or something like that.
right? Yeah, I feel like, yeah, like, yeah, that's what I'm referring to. Like those individuals, like don't ever delay aspects of your life to watch a sporting event or any entertainment, what for that matter. Like,
For the love of Christ, don't listen. Listen, sports is great. Me and CEO, we love sports, but
yeah, I
we
love
have
sports.
more important shit to do than fucking,
Jay,
you know.
you can love sport, you can love sports, you can like watching it, but you can also not prioritize it over other important things in your life.
Yeah,
So,
it's like, and I always like when I was in high school, and I don't know if you ever experienced this, but when I was in high school, like my teacher was like, yeah, I used to be big into the Giants or big into the Knicks or big into the Yankees,
mhm.
but as I got older, I kind of got out of it because I got bills, I got a girlfriend, this and that. I was like, what the fuck? You're fucking crazy. But now, as I'm older, I'm like, now I can fucking understand it now.
Yeah, because it's just like, yeah, when you're a kid, yeah, definitely, kids are more obsessed. It's like, yeah, you're right. They have no responsibilities
Other than
like
school, really.
other than school, and that's all their friends talk about. So it makes sense. But as you grow older, you have like more responsibilities. You got things to do. But for those individuals, because that never grow out of that stick to like prioritizing every single sporting event, right, and not living their life, I think they're doing themselves a big disservice.
Yeah, it's like if you're getting paid to do it, I can understand it because
Yeah, right.
that's.
Like,
But and even with that, like there's a lot of people, especially a lot of YouTubers, who get paid to talk about their favorite team
yeah,
and get.
that's different. Like if you're doing,
No, I
if
was gonna say like even them, they get burnt out of talking about it.
yeah, they get like here's the thing. Like there's a lot of YouTubers who make a shit ton of money talking about sports, right?
Yeah,
Like that's at that point that's their job.
yeah,
Like
that's your career.
they talk about it because they're getting paid to do so.
Yeah,
Like you'll see videos of Skip Bayless like on social media talking about how he never like when there's a game on he never leaves. Well, Skip gets paid millions of dollars a year to do that.
yeah,
Like you can't like if you're monetizing sports, that's different than if you're just wasting your time doing nothing, not even getting money from it. You're just there prioritizing it like literally over anything else, and that's the issue. In my opinion, that's the big issue.
yeah, man. So the whole moral story is, get a life.
Oh yeah, definitely.
So let's move on to this one topic that I really want to talk about is, see, I don't understand, and we're gonna talk delve into deep into sports here as two grown men. I don't understand people who hate. How can I put this? So I was just talking to one of my friends. He's a
Uh-huh.
fucking Eagles fan. Unfortunately, so he's a retard. And
Right.
he hates Tom Brady with a passion. And I'm like, dude, why do you shit on Tom Brady so fucking much? Like, I
Right.
get he beat your team in the Super Bowl back in 03 or
Hmm.
04, whatever. They say, oh, he always fucking wins. And I'm like, well, isn't that his fucking job too? And he's like, I mean, yeah, but I want to. It's just I fucking hate that guy. I can't wait for him to retire. This, that, and third. I'm like, Tom Brady's a once in a lifetime. Like, we're never gonna see another guy win 7 Super Bowls in our
Right.
fucking lifetime.
Hmm.
And I
Right.
noticed it. Same thing with Tom Brady fans. Same thing with fucking Michael Jordan fans. Same thing with fucking even Floyd Mayweather fans. Like, why do people hate winners so much in sports? That's the question.
Um, I don't think I don't think they hate winners as so much as they hate when those winners prevent them from winning. Right? Like if you're a Patriots fan, like you're not gonna hate Brady, right? Obviously,
No.
if you're, I don't know. Let's see. Maybe there's a lot of people in the like. Here's the thing, right? Like there's a lot of football fans who love Tom Brady, right? And then
Yes.
there's a lot of people who hate them, and the majority of people who hate them is because they had to go against Tom Brady, and he'll shit on their team, like literally. Like Miami fans are obviously going to hate him, or Bills fans are going to hate him.
Okay, I can understand if you're a Jets, Bulls,
Right.
Bills, or fucking Dolphin fan. That's fine. But like, if random fucking Titans fan hates Tom Brady, why? What's your reasoning?
Right. I feel like the reason, I mean, if they're in the AFC, yeah, listen, people only hate winners that prevent them from winning. Like, I feel like that's more of like, I don't think people inherently hate Tom Brady for winning, like, just for winning. I think they hate him because
Okay, so all right, so take Brady out. Why do people hate Floyd Mayweather so much?
I think his persona, I think people hate him because of his persona.
Well, what persona does he give off?
Like, that whole Floyd Money Mayweather bullshit, I think that's what people don't like.
What is there not to like about it?
I
But,
mean,
but,
some,
but see,
some
it
people don't like
translates
that.
to the point where it's like they want him to lose in the ring.
Yeah, because I mean, Floyd plays the villain card. To be honest with you, like Floyd embraces being a villain. Like there are winners that are villains, right? Um, I feel like Floyd is one of them. Like all like people, for example, people and it played and it helped him in his career. By the way, right? I'm not saying it's a bad thing.
Yeah.
Like his persona of like big money, like all that cash, all that bullshit. Like people don't like that, and just like some people like don't like that imagery, or they like humble fighters, for example, right? They don't like that persona. So he played up that persona. Um, for like Floyd's an entertainer too, so I think he definitely played up that persona because he knew people didn't like it. And again, you don't have to. People who hate you or don't want you or don't like or don't want you to win, they'll pay for your product just to see you lose, right?
But that's the
So
point though. Why if you don't like the person, why are you paying for them to see them lose?
exactly, I mean, because you don't like them, right? So you want to see them lose
But why don't you like them?
because they could be their persona, like Floyd. They don't like that persona. It could be because they beat their favorite fighter.
Okay, if he beats your favorite fight, I can understand it. But there's just like casual fans
Hmm.
for the most part, and this goes Floyd, Tom Brady hate these guys, and I'm assuming you're a casual fan, so you don't have a favorite team or a favorite, play or a favorite boxer or whatever. Why do you hate this individual?
Right, like you'll hate people hate like they'll hate. I think the majority of the Floyd hate is because of his persona. Right. I don't think you get the same hate with somebody like uh Muhammad Ali, for example. Right. Because I don't feel like his persona was based off of the same. Uh, thing that Floyd's doing. For example, like no one really hates Muhammad Ali, right? Do we
Well,
agree
I
on that?
think people don't hate Muhammad Ali more because of what he did off the
Right,
ring.
but he was successful, right? Like we could agree on that.
Yeah, he's good. I don't know if he's the greatest heavyweight ever, but I
No,
mean,
but he's very successful.
oh yeah, yeah, hands down.
Right. So I don't think, and he won a shit ton. So I don't think like people dislike him for that. Like because he won. I think that people liked his persona. I don't think people like Floyd's persona because he plays the villain card and he does it on purpose. Same thing with Conor McGregor. Like he'll play the villain card, so you'll have a shit ton of people who hate him.
Well, I mean,
Um,
Conor McGregor, I'm gonna speak. He's not a winner. I'm sorry, he's
no,
not a winner.
he's not. He's not really. I mean, he's a winner in terms of like he was double champion, so you can't take that away from him.
Yeah, but I'm talking like currently, like I'm talking about like sustainable, like Tom Brady, Floyd Mayweather, Mike. Those are
Right.
sustainable winners. Like Conor's not winning another fucking fight in the UFC, in my opinion.
No, he's not. He's not. He's washed. But
Even like I'll even take it to a further extent. Like this whole Steph Curry hate. Like I don't understand. Like Steph Curry, what is he? He's like 4-2 in the finals, I think.
sure.
It's like, what do you hate about him? And he doesn't play. And he's a perfect example. He doesn't play the villain card.
Okay, yeah, that is a better example than Floyd, in my opinion.
Yes. What do you hate
Because
about him?
Steph's person, he doesn't really play the villain card. He doesn't really play any card, to be honest.
He's just
He
Steph,
just
to be
plays
honest.
basketball, and the thing with Steph, um, yeah, Steph is a better example, I think, of what you're trying to get across. Because he'll he the only reason I can see people don't like him is because they beat it. Like he won, and they fucked over they fucked over his their team, and they don't like him.
But if you're like a fucking Indiana Pacer fan, if you're a New York Knicks fan, and trust me, I see this. What do you hate Steph for? We never played them in the playoffs. We played him in the regular season. I mean, he beat us, but I mean, what do you expect? It's the fucking regular season. But it's like, what do you hate him for?
I mean, like I think this all ties into the whole tribalism thing. Like, if you have sports fans in general,
Yeah.
like you're not, their vast majority of people are not going to like like others teams players that consistently win because they're jealous and they don't like the fact that they win and their team doesn't.
I mean, I mean that's kind of bullshit because number one, when you think of the Golden State, you think of Steph. Like when
Right.
people say I hate the Warriors, they're basically saying I hate Steph. Even when KD was there, they say they hate the Warriors because of Steph. They even say that like they'll say, "Oh, he's not better than LeBron. He's not in the top 10.
Right.
I fucking hate when he wins." And it's like what like no one has the same hate for Draymond and fucking Clay who and Andre Iguodala who won all the same championships. It's just Steph himself they hate.
I mean, but there's a lot of people that hate Draymond, to be honest with you.
Well, I mean, they don't hate him because he wins. They hate him because he's a fucking goofball. So
Yeah,
I mean,
yeah. So
but even with Clay and Andre Iguodala, no one hates them.
not really,
You know,
not
so it's
really.
like, what is the point of hating someone like a Steph Curry who, like he wins? It's not. I mean, he
Here's
wins.
the thing, right? Like, well, when you have a player like Steph who wins, right?
Yeah.
Maybe they don't hate Steph, but I feel like this is what happened, right? Like you get a Steph Curry wins a shit ton, and you'll have their fan base who becomes obnoxious as fuck.
Mm-hmm.
So their fans become obnoxious as fuck. So in turn, you're going to dislike Steph because you have to deal with this obnoxious fan. It's kind of one of those things where you'll hate a player, but in reality, you might not hate the player. You just hate their fans.
Yeah.
I think that's what happens with a lot of winners because you'll have Golden State fans bragging, and you got to deal with them. And you know what? Fuck you, fuck Steph. Yeah, fuck your Golden State Warriors. Fuck that nigga. Fuck you too. I think that it's that kind of attitude.
Then can you explain to me why someone like a Steph, who we can agree he's a winner, two-time MVP,
Right. Yeah.
one-time Finals MVP, 4-2 in the finals, he has like this big fan base of no big haters, but people love Allen Iverson and Tracy McGrady, who I'm sorry, they're fucking losers.
Mm-hmm.
They're just losers on the court. That's just a fact. Vince Carter, they're fucking losers.
Okay.
So like, there's more people who love them and hate Curry, and it's like I don't fucking understand it. Now I don't hate either one of the players; they're just there.
Right.
But it's like, I mean, if you're gonna praise someone, you should praise Steph. He's a fucking winner, way more than fucking Allen Iverson fucking did, and did more to fucking contribute to winning than fucking Allen Iverson did. But it
Right.
seems like Allen Iverson has a way bigger fan base, a way bigger like positive vibe than Steph, and I just don't understand it. Or even Tracy McGrady.
Um, I can see that because, like I said, I think it stems from the fact that when a player like Steph wins a lot, then obviously you're in the sports team. Like when you have somebody like Allen Iverson, who's a great player but doesn't win shit. I feel like more people are okay with that, right? Because it didn't affect them personally. But with Steph, it's like from the sports perspective, a lot of he fucked over a lot of sports teams. Obviously, that's his job. He fucked, and then you have the fan base, and then that's where the hate brews. Like they will hate you for winning because they can't win themselves, right? Like that's basically what's going on. Like when people with Allen Iverson, people will talk about him in a good light because they're like, oh, he won, but he didn't piss me off because he didn't really fuck me over like that.
So basically, you're saying more people are losers, so they like losers more than winners.
No, not no. I feel like more people. It's a thing where they're envious, right?
Yeah, the losers.
So
Well,
they
losers,
want.
losers envy.
So they want to. So for example, like if Steph beat who did he beat last? Oh, what's it called? Who did they face?
The Celtics, your team, man.
Oh yeah, the Celtics. I forgot. All right, so they face the Celtics. So like I should be like fuck Steph Curry. I hate him, right?
Yeah.
But I don't. Right? I don't give a fuck about it. Like that happened, but it would make sense if Celtics fans were fuck Steph Curry. They don't like him. That
I'm
makes
not
sense.
talking about those. I can understand that, but I'm talking about like fucking random. I don't fucking know. Sacramento Kings fans hate Steph Curry. It's like for what? The hell is the Kings done? This isn't 2002 anymore.
Right? Because yeah, it's envy at
Or
that
matter of
point.
fact, I'll give you like people hate on Tom Brady, but they love for a lot of time. I always heard Aaron Rodgers is better than Tom Brady, which is not fucking true at all. But people
Mhm.
will say, "Oh, I love Aaron Rodgers and hate Tom Brady." I'm like, well, Aaron Rodgers, I don't. For the last decade, has been a fucking loser. Let's just call a spade a spade. He's been the last fucking loser, but yet people still say he's better than Brady. That makes no fucking sense to me at all.
Right. I mean,
I can't call Aaron Rodgers. I mean, he's been a loser for the last. He's 1-0. He's 1-0 in the fucking Super Bowl, but he's only been there one fucking time. So I really can't call him a loser. But I mean, he's been a loser for the last fucking decade. But people will say, "Oh, he's better than fucking Tom Brady." He's like, no, he's not. But people love him and hate Brady. He's like, what? That makes no fucking sense to me.
yeah. I mean, because here's the thing with the Tom Brady. First of all, there's still going to be people that hate the Patriots for that whole like multiple cheating scandals bullshit, right?
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Sure.
Yeah, you're gonna have those people. So that's where a lot of the hate comes from too. And because Brady's doesn't really play the villain card,
Yeah, yeah,
he plays that goofy dad card.
yeah.
So
That's
it's
another
not
reason. Yeah,
it's not like you would hate him for his personality because I don't. His personality is really not distasteful.
yeah.
So it's not like you can hate him. Like at least with Floyd or something like that, you can understand why maybe people are turned off on by him, but not with people like Tom or even Steph. Like they don't really have that kind of like distasteful personality. So, but yeah, people do hate winners, but
Mhm.
mostly I think probably they hate them. Like I said, the vast majority. Like if you're a random Sacramento, like I don't come across a lot of people like that. Like if you're a random Sacramento fan or something and they hate Steph, I don't, like maybe you did personally, but I
Yeah.
never really come across those people like that. Like usually the people that hate Steph were jaded because they beat his team.
I can understand if you're like a Memphis Grizzlies fan, he just bounced your team out the fucking
Right.
playoffs. You hate him, but it's like random fans. It's like why? It's just like, what the? He didn't fucking do anything to you.
Right. I mean, yeah. I mean, I'm sure they exist. I just don't think they're like a big mind, like majority of people. Like, I feel like I don't think like if you got a random Sacramento fan and you're like, what do you think of Steph? I don't think they're gonna be like, fuck that guy. Right. I don't think that's gonna be their first
Or matter of
instinct.
fact, or going back to the whole point about like, why do you praise guys like Iverson and Rodgers, but shit on guys like Brady and fucking Steph? It makes no sense to me at all.
Like I feel like when looking back at people, like it's kind of like the Kobe syndrome in a way, right? Where it's kind of like you'll shit on them when they're playing, right?
Yeah,
But then when they're retired, you have revisionist history to a certain degree, and you look back more fondly on their career than you might have when they were playing. So I feel like that's what's going on with a lot of these retired players. Like, watch, like Westbrook. The narrative right now, Westbrook's fucking ass, right? Like,
yeah.
oh, he's overrated as fuck, and we understand why, right? Give it like 5 years, and you'll see how revised Russell Westbrook's career really is, because they're going to be talking about Westbrook like he was such a phenomenal player, right?
Or matter of fact, I'll even take it to a lower category. Why is it that we give excuses to one player that we don't give to another? And me and you, CEO, kind of alluded to this. You know, going back to the NBA, people shitted all over CP3 after he got bounced by fucking Luka in the second round, justifiably so. But my thing is the simple fact that we have Patrick Beverly and Stephen A. Smith on ESPN on FS1, not FS1, on First Take talking about is CP3 a first ballot Hall of Famer. But when we talk about James Harden, it's kid gloves with him. When they're both the same exact fucking player accomplishment wise, besides
Mhm.
James Harden has an MVP, and it's like why does CP3 get all this hate but fucking James Harden doesn't?
I mean, depends, because with James Harden, I think a lot of people do shit on him.
No, he has this huge sympathy card right now,
Not, I
right
don't
now.
think not. I don't think not with the fans. I don't think that's with the fans. Maybe with the
No, the
media.
fans, no. A lot of fans are like playing the sympathy card for James Harden. Trust me, bro.
Really, because every time I look at anything related to James Harden, I see like a bunch of people cracking jokes on him.
No, like there's like a big sympathy card, and with the media too, there's this huge sympathy card with James Harden.
Yeah, with the media, like for me, it's more like understandable because they always have narratives to push. So with them, it's kind of like whatever. But I'm more interested into like what the fans think,
No, a lot of
because
fans feel bad for James Harden, like poor James Harden. It's like, but then they'll do the same fans to shit on CP3. It's like for what? It's like they're both. I mean, they're both the same thing. I mean, like, they're great in the regular season, and when they get to the playoffs, they choke.
I mean, yeah, I guess it kind of the same player. I mean, accomplishment
I'm
wise,
talking like not like same player as in like play wise. I'm talking about like just like kind of like intangibles wise.
even then, I don't know, because I mean they're in the same situation. Like that's what I like. Like intangibles, I probably give that to CP3, to be honest with you. But
I mean, they both fucking choke.
yeah, they do choke. I'll give you that.
A matter of fact, Tim James Harden out the fucking list. Matter of fact, Damian Lillard, another guy. He gets all this sympathy for
Yeah,
doing
he
the
does. He
same
does.
thing fucking CP3 does. We're talking about CP. We're actually having conversations about, oh, damn, is CP3 a Hall of Famer? That is the dumbest question ever. To the simple fact that ESPN let Stephen A. Smith and Patrick Beverly fucking have that conversation, they should
Yeah.
be fucking fired from their fucking job. But people give Damian Lillard fucking. They say Dame, he's a great player, he's a superstar. No, he's not. He hasn't won a fucking thing. He's never even been in an MVP conversation. But he gets sympathy because he gets injured because the Portland guy fucking bounced in the first round. But
Hmm.
CP3 gets all this fucking hate. It's like I don't understand it. I don't get it. I think Dame's a better example than CP3.
Yeah, Dame is a better example.
Than James Harden, I mean.
Yeah, here's the thing with Dame. He always gets the sweetheart treatment because he's being quote unquote about the grind and staying in
That's
fucking
a
Portland.
fact, yeah.
So I feel like that's why he gets the majority of the even though I think it's just a dumb move. It's not
Yeah.
like he basically he's getting praise for taking shit from Oakland. I mean from whatever Portland.
Portland, yeah.
So that's where the majority. So I feel like the media has an incentive to like prop up players who are good company dudes. So that and people are and old heads are like, oh, back in my day, like they didn't move so much. So well, we like that the fact that he's about loyalty and all that bull dumb shit.
Okay, even if you want to say that, which is stupid, but even if you want to say that, you can't ignore the fact that him actually no, because fucking Damian Lillard, at least CP3 has been to a finals. At least CP3 actually gets to the second round. Damian Lillard, for the most part, gets bounced in the first round, or he gets swept in the second round. So it's the same exact thing, but CP3 gets the fucking boxing gloves. Damian Lillard gets the fucking kick gloves. I don't understand it.
Yeah, I really do think it's because of the whole staying in Portland situation. Because
That makes no so you're telling me if CP3 stayed in with the Pelicans his whole fucking career, he would have more sympathy?
yeah, I really do think so. I really do think so. Because they're gonna be like, oh, look at poor CP3 with the, because they're like, oh, but look at poor Dame. He's with shitty ass Portland and in some irrelevant ass market, even though it's his fault because he's staying there.
So
Um,
you're telling me if he leaves Portland, he'll be hated?
if he leaves Portland and goes to some like winning team, right? Yes, he'll be hated. Like he'll be hated a little bit more. Like
I
people have a sympathy towards players who ride and die with their team, even though that's kind of goofy nowadays. But
I just
people
don't.
do.
I don't understand how people just hate on winners and then they'll praise losers. I'm not saying you have to praise either one. I don't praise like someone wins, that's great for them. If they lose,
Right,
oh well. But at the same time, it's like you got to be fucking consistent. Like you have to be
right,
consistent. Like Dame and
right,
CP3 are the same exact thing. If anything, I'm taking CP3
right.
prime CP3 over prime Dame any fucking day of the week.
Yeah, I would agree with that.
But at the same time, it's like same thing with fucking. Or matter of fact, I can even bring up a better point: Westbrook and James Harden. Now, me and you can both agree both of these players are vastly overrated.
Yes,
But at the same time, it's like people are shitting on Westbrook for being trash, which he's always fucking been. But they're giving CP3 the sympathy card when he's been trash the same way as Westbrook has, but one's getting hate, the other one's not. Not.
you mean
I don't
James
get it,
Harden?
huh?
You mean James Harden? You said CP3.
I'm not CP3. James Harden, yeah, James Harden. It's like
Yeah,
they're both the same player. Maybe not talent wise, but just like honestly, they both go to the fucking playoffs and flame out. Both MVPs. Both don't contribute to winning.
yeah. I mean, there is I guess, a more sympathy, even though they're basically the same player, in my opinion.
Yeah,
Uh, Great ISO players who just like who inflate stats basically,
yeah.
over winning. So I mean, yeah, there is some kind of narrative with James Harden to a certain degree. I have no idea why. I don't think he's a likable character, to be honest with you. Um, from personal experience, I heard a lot of accounts how lazy James Harden is.
Yeah.
So I don't like James Harden never came across to me as a likable person, to be honest with you. So I don't understand where this whole like James Harden sympathy bullshit is. I have zero sympathy for the guy. So
After he bitched his way, Houston bent over for him. They traded for him, put their whole franchise around him. They got him Dwight Howard, didn't work. They got him fucking CP3, didn't work. They got him Westbrook, it didn't fucking work. He demands a trade up out of there to the team he wants, the Nets. It didn't fucking work there. And people say, oh, he was hurt. He was hurt. I'm like, well, maybe he's hurt because he's built like a fucking lunch lady every time he comes into the regular season. Then he goes to the fucking Nets. And people are like, oh, Embiid's injured and he's hurt too. And it's like, how much fucking excuses are we gonna give this fucking guy? But someone like a Westbrook, who I mean, I'm not, I do like Westbrook just as like an entertainment guy. He's pretty fucking athletic. But I mean,
Yeah.
I mean, people are shitting on him justifiably so. But it's like, why is he getting fucking once again the boxing gloves and James Harden's getting the fucking kid gloves when they both their careers have been basically the fucking same. When they were the man on their team, they got bounced in the first round, inflated stats, both got MVPs, and for the last couple years they've been getting bounced around the fucking league and haven't done a fucking thing. But one's getting more hate than the other. I don't understand it.
Yeah. Yeah, I don't understand that specifically. When I feel like from at least in my bubble, the majority of people clown on James Harden, so it's hard for me to relate with that take only because I'm not around a lot of people who view James Harden as a who treat James Harden with kid gloves. Um, I'm assuming you're referring to like media figures.
No, a lot of them, like a lot of people that I'm around, they
Okay.
shit on like when CP3 lost, it was open season on him. Like he's a fucking deer in hunting season. CP and not CP3, Russell Westbrook, it was open season on him. But when it comes to James Harden, it's like, oh well, he was hurt, and Embiid and Doc Rivers. It's like, dude, this is like the 17th time he's flamed out.
I mean, yeah, James Harden. I mean, he gets the same treatment as Westbrook in my opinion. I mean, like I treat him the same as Westbrook.
All right,
Like
well, why does the media give excuses for someone like a James Harden but not a CP3 or Westbrook?
I don't really know particularly. Like it's a conundrum to me because I don't see what benefit they get from
Because let's
dick,
be for all
dick
these
sucking James
guys.
Harden.
I mean, CP3 is an asshole. I think James
Yeah,
Harden's lazy. Westbrook, I don't think he's an asshole off the court. I don't think he never
I
gave
mean
me.
he has been kind of asshole to the media, but well deserved by the way.
I
With
know he's
being
got into some run-ins with some fans, well deserved.
oh
Like,
yeah, I mean that too. Yeah, he like he gets like a billion interactions. You see him with like different instances with fans, and you're like, can this stupid ass bitch just bounce the ball? Like, because you fans will relate with fans over athletes. I think, in my opinion.
well, I
So,
mean, but even going back to the whole Russell Westbrook and James Harden thing, like James Harden, like a couple years ago when Westbrook was on OKC, when James Harden was on the Rockets,
mhm,
the perception was great players in the regular season always flame out in the postseason. Both got shit. Now
okay.
they've been bounced around the league. Westbrook's getting shitted on, justifiably so. He's getting shit on, but Harden's getting all these excuses. Why? What has fucking changed?
I don't know because I can't because I don't think there is no benefit to like propping up James Harden, in my opinion, from anybody's perspective. Like,
James Harden, like, did James Harden like do something like woke or something that I'm missing?
no, I mean he's been fairly quiet on that end, so I don't see why. I mean, you would think that maybe Russell will get more like more praise after wearing dresses and shit. So I don't know.
Yeah, I
Like,
just don't understand. Like, what the fuck did Westbrook? I mean, not Westbrook. What did James Harden do to deserve this? It's not like he was like a loyal player to Houston and he was down for the grind. They traded his ass. It was kind of like, he wanted out. He went to a fucking super team with Kyrie, KD, Blake Griffin and shit. Lost fucking there. Then he went to another great team with fucking Embiid and all these other
mhm,
players. And he fucking lost. And it's like, what the fuck happened? Like
he's
nothing's
lost.
changed. Besides he lost, but that's the same. That's the huge with James Harden. But then I look at Westbrook. It's like, okay, he got traded. Ironically, he got traded to fucking Houston, lost there. Got traded to the Wizards, lost there. Now he's with the Lakers. He's losing there. He's a fucking idiot. He turns the ball over and all this other shit. But then here's the funny thing: people loved him 5 years ago, and it's like now people shit on him. It's like, why? I don't understand it. Like, did something happen or some shit like that?
I don't know. It's just Mm, I don't like
And this is good
everywhere.
because neither one of these guys are winners. So
No, right. I'm just saying. I just feel like James Harden. I don't know. I don't really understand that
I'm talking
situation.
about the media per se, not the fans.
I just don't know why they're doing it. That's all I have to say. Maybe he sucks their dick at like off screen or some shit. Like
You
that's
think he's you think he sucks Shannon Sharp's dick and not Colin Cowherd, I don't fucking know. Nick Wright's dick because Nick Wright's a big Harden guy.
no. I mean Nick Wright's a bitch, but he just takes like he'll dick ride anyone who pats him on the back off screen.
Or Stephen A. Smith, Patrick Beverly. Like, come on now. It's like, and the reason why I come at the media is because the media has a big influence on the people. So it kind of trickles down to the people. It's like, oh, well, Stephen A. Smith, this quote unquote respected
Not
basketball
anymore.
analyst.
Not anymore. Maybe before, but not anymore.
But even that, like, people are like, oh,
Stephen A. is more of a clown nowadays, and I think more people view him as a clown than they did before.
or just, I don't fucking know. Jalen Rose, people respect him a lot as a basketball
Really? People respect Jalen Rose?
as a basketball. Uh,
Here's the thing: basketball players rarely shit on other basketball players. So anytime,
he shits on fucking CP3 and Westbrook, but he gives James Harden kid gloves.
like I'm talking about like players who like I'm talking about for the vast majority of players who are like who currently play in the league right now, right?
Yeah,
So like Patrick Beverly, I feel like they're maybe like they're less inclined to make fun of their peers, right? Like
no, it's bullshit. He was literally just making fun of CP3, but in praising James Harden.
I mean, Jalen Rose is kind of more of a
No, I'm talking about Patrick Beverly back when he was on FS1, not FS1, First Take.
okay. Really, I didn't watch it, so
Yeah, but like Patrick. First of all, who the fuck? Patrick Beverly's not good. I don't know why the fuck. I mean, he's probably knows he's gonna be out the league in a few years, so he's probably trying to get a fucking job on ESPN. Which hey, get your money, bro. But at the same time, dude, you're talking about James Harden and
Wait. Did you say wait? Who shit on CP3?
Patrick Beverly.
That makes sense. That makes sense. Why he would shit on CP3? They have problems. Like,
Oh yeah, I remember.
yeah,
Like,
that perfectly makes sense why he would shit on CP3.
okay, but even that shouldn't that go off in someone's head? Like, hey, these guys have a little beef. Maybe I shouldn't take him seriously. Or like even go off in Stephen A. Smith's head and say, "Hey, bro, should we really take you seriously when you really never had a problem with?" And he was a teammate of James. A matter of fact, yeah, he was a teammate of James Harden because Patrick really was with the Rockets for a little bit.
Right.
So wouldn't that go off in like Stephen A. Smith's head or some of these fans' heads and say, "Hey, we shouldn't really take this fucking guy seriously because he might be close with James Harden since they played together, and we know about the on-court problems between him and between Patrick Beverly and CP3." But like, no one makes that fucking correlation.
No, because I feel like the media in general, like, very few people I think tune in to First Take to watch Stephen A. for his takes or anybody or any of these people. I think most of them watch them from habit from all the years watching him, and on top of that, probably laugh at him.
They still get a lot of ratings though for ESPN. So
Yeah, I mean, I feel like a lot of people watch him Stephen A. for his entertainment value over his sports knowledge. Like, I don't think anyone tunes into First Take to get there unless you're like severely like retarded. I don't think most people tune in to watch to agree with everything Stephen A. says.
I mean, then what's the point of
Maybe like
watching?
in 2012, yeah, but not now.
But even back in like 2012, when he was saying like Kobe, I don't want to fucking.
Because here's the thing: back in 2012, I feel like, or in that era, like Stephen A. had more credibility in general, simply because even if he had shit sports takes, occasionally, he was just the sports guy, right?
Yeah.
So
Yes.
nowadays, if you watch First Take, he'll incorporate a lot of social bullshit in his commentary, and it turns a lot of people off. So I feel like if he would have just stuck to sports, in general, I feel like that makes people even if their sports takes are crap. I feel like that makes them a little bit more credible.
Well, I mean, the reason why ESPN is a big woke fill and stuff because it's ran by Disney. So, they're gonna Disney's gonna be like, hey, you need to push this shit. So that's gonna be pushed down to everybody else. But
Right.
Stephen A. Smith, let's speak for real, he's got his balls cut off uh ever since the whole Ray Rice situation where Kerry Champion guys got suspended.
Right. I mean, yeah.
Can I just ask you something, CEO? Wait, hold on, go ahead before I ask this.
No, go ahead. I forgot. Go ahead.
Why is it someone like a Stephen A. Smith, who, let's be for real, if you're a casual sports fan, you know who Stephen A. Smith is.
Yeah.
Why does he just say, I'm gonna start my fucking I'm gonna start a YouTube channel, my brand only, and make money off of that? You're telling me YouTube wouldn't monetize him like that? He wouldn't get money like that? Why is he still at ESPN, like spewing this bullshit? Like, I never understood that.
Um, Probably because he makes a lot more money at ESPN.
You're telling me, all right, he might not make as much.
Because let's be honest, like ESPN pays him like $8 million a year on top of like $4 million for some other deal they have. So this man's netting like after taxes maybe like close to $10 million a year, right?
I can,
You're not making that off of fucking YouTube, bro.
I understand that, but you can still make a good living off of it.
Like here's this thing, like he would have to get sponsors. He could probably make like 2 million on
You're
YouTube.
telling me Stephen A. Smith wouldn't get sponsors?
No, he would. Like I would say he would have to get sponsors. He'll get like he at his height, he'll get, if he's lucky, 2 million a year off of YouTube, maybe.
But he can. But Stephen A. Smith has made so much money. He can get so much, and even not even that. He can go to Twitch. He can go to Facebook and still get different sponsors. Like, he can do stuff to make more money, but he stays at ESPN. And my point is that honestly, I feel like he'll be more better on YouTube because it'll be his thoughts. No one can say, Stephen A., you can't say this. You can't say this. You can't take the side of Ray Rice, or you can't say they're both bad and you'll get suspended. He can't. You can't do nothing like that.
Listen, bro, for $10 million a year, a lot of people are okay selling themselves, bro. I'm telling you.
I mean, but at some point, okay, fine. Like, okay, there's a big difference between 2 million and 10 million. I'll give you that. But that's just like, at some point, you have to, when do your morals hit in and say, listen, I can't do this? Like, I want to say what I really want to say.
Yeah, here's the thing. We can't assume, like, all right, well, we can't assume Stephen A has enough moral conviction, um enough moral conviction to fucking what's it called, stay on the net, to leave the network, earn significantly less. Because if you're earning like nearly about $10 million after taxes, like you're okay. Like if they tell me to dance, like how long, how high do you want me to jump? You know what I'm saying?
But money shouldn't be like
Like
even,
you have to see it from his perspective, right? So he gets 10, maybe like some people would rather earn $2 million a year but be able to say what the fuck they want, right?
yeah.
And other people are okay, they'll take $10 million a year, but their narratives are controlled and they got to repeat what other people say.
But that's where the thing comes in. It's just not about the money. Like Stephen A. Smith's a fucking, like, me and you are way, Stephen A. Smith's like a damn near in his like mid-50s.
Yeah.
Like, as a grown ass man, as an old ass fucking man, you should have more morals than just like shuck and jive on TV saying, hey, Kyrie, you're an idiot for not getting the vaccine, or hey, women should be able to hit men and men can't hit them back. And it's like, come on, bro. Even when you know it's not true.
Right.
When does your like brain kick in or your conscience come in and say, bro, this money's great, but it's not the whole world. In place, you can making $2 million on. He can still live his lifestyle off of $2 million, and plus, that's not offering the multiple sponsorships that he's gonna fucking have.
Here's the thing, like, I'm he got it. First of all, he's accustomed to a certain life. So like there's a considerable difference between 2 million a year versus 10 million, right?
Yes, I
There's a
agree.
considerable difference. So if you're accustomed to a certain lifestyle at $10 million a year, it's hard to get 2 million off of YouTube, and that's going to take time before he gets 2 million off of YouTube because he has to redirect his audience to his own platform. And that's going to take a lot of time, right? So it's not like he's going to get paid that amount off the bat. So it would take time for him to
It
like,
wouldn't take that
and
much
he's
time. It's
50 at that
Stephen A.
age. You're
Smith,
just
bro.
like, whatever, bro.
It's
Uh,
Stephen A. Smith, bro. I mean, come on. Skip Bayless started his own YouTube channel. He already is up to like 500K or some shit like that. It's not gonna take that much time. He's probably making maybe not as much as he is on FS1, but he's not making as much as fucking like he's not. He's still making a good bag. And plus, streaming is where it's at. YouTube's where it's at. Cable's a dying network now.
Cables, yeah, it is a dying network, but at $8 million, like a $10 million, like you have to understand like first of all, if Stephen A has low morals or doesn't care about being told what to do, then it's a lot easier for someone who values their own opinion, right? So if for him it's easy to parrot narratives told to him by other people, then that's okay. He gets the money and he's okay with it, right? So like I don't think he values his own opinion enough to lower his annual salary that much, if that makes sense.
Yeah.
Like, yeah, I mean the same thing goes with Skip. I mean he I mean what the like wait, he started his own channel or something you said?
Yeah, like the Skip Bayless show on
Yeah,
YouTube.
but it's run by FS1, so it's not really his own platform.
But even that, like he has a lot of subscribers, he gets a lot of views. I'm pretty sure he's getting some of the benefits off of it. Imagine if it was his own, he could say whatever the fuck he wants to say.
And a lot of and I'm gonna be honest, a lot of these people without social media, a lot of these people without social media, I mean, without the platforms like ESPN, FS1, they would be irrelevant. I don't think it translates, to be honest with you.
That's my point. Is that if you had a Stephen A. Smith and he can stick to straight sports and hell, maybe he can give us an insight. I would love to know what happened between the Kerry champion, not Kerry champion. Was it Marie? No, Kerry. Yeah, Kerry champion. The Kerry champion, Stephen A. The whole Ray Rice debacle. Like I would love for him to sit down and say, "Here's what really fucking happened." You're
Right.
telling me that's not 10 million views right there?
Yeah, I mean, yeah, I feel like if they started talking about like controversial shit, yeah, I think you would get some viewership. For example, Stephen A has his own show. I mean, not Stephen A. Fucking Skip started his own the Skip Bayless show. Right? I don't know why the fuck they did that. Right?
Yeah.
I mean, well, I didn't even remember doing that. Maybe the network thought Skip alone was a lot entertaining. I don't know, but
I have no idea.
um, okay, but if you look at Skip's channel, I mean, he started about 7 months ago, right?
Yeah.
But he averages similar views to somebody like Bad Dog. You know
I
what I'm
mean,
saying?
yeah.
Like
Yeah.
who the fuck is like we're talking about Skip Bayless, right? Compared to Bad Dog.
Were you actually like looking that up?
Yeah, I'm looking that up, and they have similar views, like similar numbers. I'm like, if Bad Dog, kid, somebody who has absolutely zero notoriety outside of YouTube, is averaging like
My bad.
is averaging similar views to someone like Skip, you like it doesn't translate.
No, I'm actually looking it up because that's actually interesting.
And Skip has how much does FS1 promote spend money and advertising promoting these shows?
Wow, you're actually
Millions,
right. Wow.
millions of dollars. Bad Dog doesn't have millions of dollars in advertising behind his channel.
You're actually fucking right. Wow. Now, unless he's talking about LeBron.
Right, but you could see like, all right, so because if
Well,
you
I mean, hold on, time out. He had 16. He actually has 16K, 41K, 22K, 88K. Okay, I mean, so he has bangers. He has a lot more bangers than Bad Dog ever will.
right, he has more bangers, but if you look at some videos, they average like similar. You would think somebody like Skip would probably have bangers every video.
Well, I mean, when he's talking about his favorite Family Guy, and when he's talking about his relationship with Michael Rappaport, of course, it's going to have 2.7K.
Right. For example, if you have, I don't know, let's say Skip talking about the problem is, but my point still stands in this, right? That Skip he's on FS1 and he has millions of dollars of advertising promoting his shows, right?
Yeah,
Bad Dog is in a similar category in terms of views.
yeah,
Maybe he doesn't have as many bangers, but there are per views, and he doesn't have millions of dollars in budgets in advertising his show.
yeah.
So I don't think it translates as well from like going from like I feel like Stephen A would significantly drop off if he started his own platform.
I don't think so. I think with work and dedication, I think he'll be not as popular as ESPN. He's not as much money, but he'll be able to sustain the lifestyle and still be relevant without, you know.
Not, I would have to bet against it. I would bet
I
against
mean,
that.
it's Stephen A. Smith. Everybody knows who he is.
Yes, but these legacy
People
media,
watch ESPN just because of him.
I understand that, but I feel like legacy media figures don't do as well as once they leave like a big network and go on their own. I don't think they do as well.
Well, I mean, here's my thing. A lot of these people who retire from like ESPN and stuff, what's the first thing they do? Like after a year or two, they go to YouTube. So why not start now when you're younger and you can build more and you have more time to build more and make more money off of it?
Mm. Like I do think Stephen A would still get great views on his own, but like I said, Stephen A cares way too much about like his salary for him to take a risk on himself, even though a lot of people do
Well,
tune
he's a
in to
pussy,
watch it.
basically.
Basically, yeah, basically, because he has a comfortable job. You know what I'm saying?
I get it. I get it. I get that he has a comfortable job. I get he's making tens of millions of dollars. I get that. I understand it. But at the same time, your integrity has to come in when they're suspending you for your opinion and basically saying you need to copy what we're at that point. It's not even you. It's just what ESPN wants you to say.
Yeah, I mean, I agree with you. I
And
mean,
not only that, your reputation is getting ruined by it. People say you're a coon, you're a sellout, you're an idiot, you know nothing about basketball. If you have your own platform, you can say whatever the fuck you want to say. I feel like that will get him more likability and people will watch him more.
right.
So,
I mean, yeah, but some people rather take the safe route.
I mean, I don't. Now, let me just ask you: what would you rather do? Would you rather be making 2 million on YouTube or whatever, but it's yours? You can say whatever the fuck you want to say. Or would you rather be making 10 million on ESPN, but your balls are clipped from you?
No, I rather own my own network, like my own, because I'm the boss. So, although I wouldn't be making as much, I would prefer because I don't have anyone who can fire me. Like, if ESPN wanted to fire Stephen A. Smith for some random reason, they could.
That's another great point. If say like Stephen A. Smith says something out of line, they
Right.
can fire his ass.
Yeah.
On YouTube, you can't get fired. You can say whatever the fuck you want.
Right. I mean, you can get deplatformed, but you can't get
I mean,
directly
of
fired from your
course,
own.
I'm just talking about like from this. If Stephen A. Smith said, "Listen, I they fired me off ESPN. They suspended me off ESPN for saying I think Ray Rice and his wife are both wrong, and I
Yeah.
still believe that to this day. I don't think they're going to deplatform him from that.
Okay.
But I'm not saying Stephen A. Smith is going to go around saying I fucking hate these faggots and Adam Silver is a faggot and all. I don't think he's going to say all that shit.
Right.
But I mean, like I don't think he's gonna get the platform saying, "Hey, listen, Ray Rice and his wife are both wrong, and they're both toxic for each other."
Right. If I'm
Or matter of fact, I'll even give you a better example. If Stephen A. Smith said, "Listen, they paid me to say certain stuff about the vaccine, but me personally, I don't care who gets the vaccine. Do what you want to do. I don't hate you if you do." If he says that on ESPN, he's suspended immediately. He says it on YouTube, I don't think he's getting kicked off or deplatformed.
right.
Because people forget this whole vaccine shit was a
Right,
whole
definitely the restrictions on ESPN are probably tougher than on YouTube. Yeah, I'd agree with that.
like let's be for like fucking like this whole vaccine shit was a big topic in the beginning of this year. Now COVID's not even non-existent anymore. Do they even still have COVID protocols? Do the players even wear masks anymore?
Uh, yeah,
Do these stadiums even have the if you're vaccinated, you can come in. If you're not, you have to wear a mask or some shit like that anymore?
yeah. I mean,
But a few months ago, when the whole Kyrie Irving shit was happening, it was like, oh my god, like Stephen A. Smith and ESPN were all against Kyrie Irving. Now it's like, now it's not even a thing. They're not even talking about it anymore.
right.
It's like it was like the Ukraine war was the hot topic, then Roe v. Wade, and now I guess monkeypox is the new thing. I don't fucking know. It's like, bro, it's like Stephen A. You don't have like if you have your own platform, you can say what you want about the vaccine, and then
And not only that, right, you can say what you want, but also like you can open multiple like channels on different platforms like Rumble, Odyssey, not only YouTube. So
oh yeah, Facebook, Twitch. I said you can get different sponsors from there, so he can make a lot of money from doing this. Maybe not as much as ESPN, but a lot of fucking money, and he can
yeah,
say whatever the fuck he wants.
right. Yeah, you can. But it takes balls, and I don't think he has them.
But Stephen A. Smith is like damn near 50 years old.
Right.
How do you not have any self worth or self respect for yourself at some
Right.
point and say enough's enough? I did this for this dude's been doing this since the fucking 90s, so damn near 4 decades, and he's still.
Hey, that's what $10 million will do, bro.
I listen. I understand a lot of people will sell their soul for $10 million. I get that. I don't agree with it, but I get that. But the fucking guy, how old? He's 55 years old. Like, dude, you made a lot of money. You could still make maybe not as much, but still more money to keep upright. Why
Yeah.
not make your own fucking platform? And not only that, you can get rid of fucking Molly Karen's bitch ass, that fucking moderator.
Yeah, fuck her. She would definitely flame if she started her own YouTube channel.
Yeah, all these people are relevant because of Stephen A. Smith. You think Molly will have a job? Max
No,
Kellerman. What the
if
fuck happened to Max Kellerman ever since he left First Take? Is he even still on ESPN?
uh, I forgot what happened to him.
Like, dude, he's clearly who's up there in popularity with Stephen A. Smith on ESPN?
Nobody. Absolutely nobody. Nobody. That's why they pay him $10 million a year.
And I get that, but at the same time, it's like, dude, you can make maybe not as much, but you can still make a fucking 10. You can make a better living, and not only that, you can be so much more free to talk and not be controlled and not be worried about being fired. And you have to be woke enough, and you have to see all this other crazy shit. You don't have to fucking do that.
Right. But yeah, I mean, but like I said, some people just prefer to work for other people instead of starting their own shit.
And I get it's like I get that, but it's like once you like become like Stephen A. Smith's a household name. Like Stephen A., Skip Bayless, I think those are the only two guys I can like think of all the time in my head.
Right.
But I mean, those guys, they can go off and do whatever the fuck they want. People will still watch. Like someone like a Molly, not even like a Molly Karen, like a fucking, I don't fucking know. Nick Wright. I don't think he'll be successful on YouTube.
No, absolutely not.
Like
Like some people need a network because they'll be ass without them.
or fucking Jamel Hill. You remember her? And what's that asshole's name? Who's
Host
that?
of your podcast.
Right. Wait, who?
Jamel Hill.
Jamel Hill. Yo, what about her?
Yeah, like ever since she's left. Well, I mean, she's kind of been relevant with all this PLM bullshit. So
Shit. I mean, even I have no idea. Like she's irrelevant as fuck. But even
Michael Smith. Remember Michael Smith, the guy that she used to do the show with, the Six on ESPN? Like, what the fuck happened to him?
I have no idea. Didn't what's his name? Shannon start his own channel and does great.
Yeah, I think he does. I don't know if it's run by FS1, but yeah, Shannon Sharp. He's another example.
I think he owns that channel.
If he does, then he doesn't really need FS1.
No, because he definitely gets like hundreds of thousands of views per video.
Here's the thing: Stephen A. Smith has connections. He can get a James Harden. Like I feel like a lot of these athletes don't want to go on ESPN because they don't like ESPN. But if they're like Stephen A. Smith, say, "Hey, this is my shit. I'm not taking any narratives. I'm not. It's just me and you." I feel like a lot of more athletes. Hell, maybe a fucking LeBron James would be like, "Hey, I'll go talk to Stephen A. Smith." I feel like he has more opportunities on his own than he does at ESPN.
But let me look at something real quick because I'm interested in finding and comparing something. Because
I also have one more question for you after this.
Oh, okay, yeah. Hold on, let me just because I'm trying to see something real quick. Wait, hold up. Okay, here we go. Because now that I'm looking at it, like, what's his name? Yeah, it to me it looks like what's his name? Shannon Sharp gets similar views from Undisputed that he does on his own channel.
I mean, hey,
so for him it translated well.
I'm not mad at it. I mean, I feel like if he left FS1 or if he got fired, I feel like he'll be perfectly fine on YouTube. And also, he's Shannon Sharp. He's going to get sponsors, and then he can go to other platforms and they can translate.
Right, exactly. But I feel like, but here's the benefit for Shannon because he's still on FS1, right?
Yeah.
And he also started his own channel.
Yeah.
But I don't think, I have a feeling maybe Stephen A. Contract is like, you can't start your own channel. Like, you have to only, because I feel like that might be in his contract. Because it wouldn't the smart thing would be to start his own channel while he's on First Take? Would that be?
Oh, you know what it is? It might be that because ESPN has a YouTube channel and they post Stephen A works for it.
Right, that's what I'm thinking. Because if that would be the smart move, right? To like work at FS1 and grow his channel, and if he doesn't need them anymore, he'll just leave.
Well, I mean, honestly, to be honest with you, CEO, that's another reason why to leave. Now they're telling you can't do certain things on your own off time. That's another reason to fucking leave.
Yeah, but I feel like Shannon has that, like he's lucky because he had the benefit of getting paid by FS1.
Yeah.
And wait, let me see Club Station. Let me.
Yeah, Club Station. Yeah, that's what it's called.
I mean, because I got to look this up because I got to make sure he owns it.
I have no idea.
Because it could be a fucking Fox Sports podcast with all his branding on it.
Yeah.
But he doesn't, and if that's the case, then that does change it.
Yeah, so it's not his. It's basically FS1, and he's just reaping the benefits.
Okay, it says Uncle Shannon Sharp is serving up hot L's. Oh my god, whoever wrote this needs to fucking kill himself. And weekly episodes with the biggest name in sports entertainment, a Fox Sports podcast. There you go.
Oh, so it's not owned by him.
No, but I said who owns Shay Shay, and they say Shannon Sharp does, but it's still a Fox Sports.
So he doesn't own it. He's just
I don't think he does.
He's just the face of it.
Yeah, probably. So that doesn't count.
But just even that before I get into the next question, but just even that fucking Shannon Sharp, like Shannon Sharp, if he were to make his own YouTube channel and you can see it's doing great for FS1, imagine if it was him by himself and he could say whatever the fuck he wants to
Right,
say.
because if it's a Fox Sports podcast, for a fact
They're getting some benefits and they have restrictions.
they have restrictions. He can't say whatever the fuck he wants to say. Impossible.
Yeah.
Because we
But
all know Fox, like every other main network, is a piece of shit. So
it's ESPN 2.0, to be honest.
Yeah, pretty much.
Isn't Fox owned by Disney too?
Fox Sports is owned by Disney.
Okay, so Fox Sports is so is ESPN. So
yeah, so they're both the same thing. Yeah, but anyway.
That's probably why Jason Whitlock got fucking fired.
Oh, perfect. Okay, Jason Whitlock's actually is a pretty good example. Okay, let's compare. Let's compare first.
I was just watching him today. Actually,
I
know you're not a big Whitlock fan because
no, I do like Whitlock. I do like him. I just
you don't like his Lamar takes.
I don't like his Lamar takes, but that doesn't mean I don't. I like. I'm not a very like big religious person.
Oh, okay.
So that does get annoying me, but I do like his prince. Like I prefer religious principles over woke bullshit. Let's just keep it like that. So
well, I mean, but I think I respect Whitlock for at least being on. At least he believes in his religious take. And
that's what I'm saying. Like
I believe in God and the Bible and stuff. So I kind of like what he's saying. But at least he believes in it. He's not being fake like the guys on ESPN FS1.
Right, because here's the thing, right? All right, so
like the simple fact that Randy Moss was crying about fucking the John Gruden saying some black guy had big lips. It's like, are you really? You're 50 years old. You really crying about that, bro? Come on.
Right, because I'm trying to look at. Because remember, he was on Speak for Yourself.
Yeah.
Originally, and I'm trying to see.
I'm actually subbed to him, so let me actually check.
Okay, so he's still not quite at the level of Speak for Yourself. But again, Speak for Yourself has been established way longer than his channel has.
Yeah, I think he just started this maybe for a year, maybe.
I'm thinking he started his channel, let's see, a year ago.
Okay, so a year. So, I mean, I'm looking at...
And Speak for Yourself was started...
Like, that was started in 2016, 2015.
That was started 6 years ago, so it's not really comparable.
Yeah.
But he already has 153K, and he can say whatever the fuck he wants to say.
Yeah, he has for his live streams, or for his like, not for like his cutout, but he has fucking 26K, 35K, 36K, 46K, 22K, 30. Like, he's doing better than fucking Bad Dog. He's doing better than Skip and Shannon with their fucking products. 61K.
Well, I mean, he's doing better than Skip. Not yet better than Shannon, but he's definitely
okay. Yeah.
But listen, I'm looking back 7 months ago. I'm looking at and he does get like I feel like in a year or two he'll be averaging 100K of fucking video.
Yeah, he's saying whatever the fuck he wants to say.
And the good thing is, I do encourage like conservative sports networks to compete with leftist sport networks because for a while there's all the sports networks were purely woke nonsense. So,
and once again, I'm not conservative or democratic, but I just get sick and tired of just one side ruling over sports when it has no place in sports at all.
I was wondering, what the fuck ever happened to Uncle Jimmy? That's what I want to know.
Yes, I kind of fell off at Whitlock. I kind of fell off because I kind of need. Oh, he has 114K from the Lee the Bastard is a coward. I don't fucking know.
Yeah, but my thing is, whatever. Like, didn't you like you know what I'm saying? Like Uncle Jimmy, whatever happened to that motherfucker? I wonder whatever happened.
Oh wow. Yeah, I never even realized
he just fell off the face of the show, and on top of that, we never got an explanation.
Hold on. Can you actually look that up?
Yeah, I looked that up one time. I was like, "What the fuck ever happened to Uncle Jim?" And I never got ever like. Maybe he retired.
Happened to?
Because I know he had health problems, so maybe he retired.
Who the fuck? No, no.
Because now,
I know he had COVID, but he like took him off. He took him off like the thing and everything.
right, like everything. That's all I'm thinking. Did they have a falling out that we now aware of?
And I kind of like fell off of like Whitlock because I kind
Yeah,
of like burnt out of it. I still watch him. I still watch him here and there because I like what he's saying. And
right.
one of the questions I was going to ask you was based off of his thing because he brings up an amazing point. But yeah, whatever happened to that nigga? Damn,
Yeah, I mean, I like Uncle Jimmy, so I was
he's
wondering,
pretty
like,
fucking funny. But maybe I don't know. Maybe something health wise or something like that. I hope he's okay though.
because he fell off ever since he got COVID. Remember, he got COVID. He got really sick. He went to hospital,
Yeah, he was off and he came back for a little bit.
and then he went on. Yeah, maybe from health perspective, maybe he was just sick and he didn't want to do it anymore.
Yeah, maybe they'll come out and talk about it. But Whitlock actually brings up a good point. Do you think the sports media, I wouldn't say owes Kyrie and Aaron Rodgers an apology, but do you think they look stupid of shitting on Kyrie and Rodgers and Kirk Cousins and that I keep forgetting his name, that guy from the Orlando Magic, like,
Jonathan Isaac.
yeah, for like them saying they don't want to get the vaccine. Now they kind of look stupid. Now the CDC says the vaccine doesn't really fucking do anything.
Yeah, I mean they are vindicated, but the media will never give them the credit.
No, I'm saying, do you think they look stupid now?
Oh yeah, I think I definitely. I mean, I think everyone knew that they look stupid, retarded. Um, like they'll never. They should call them up and apologize, but they never do. They will never do
Well, they
that.
should publicly say, "Listen, I'm fucking wrong."
Yeah, or just say I was wrong, right? But they'll never do that because narratives and shit. So
I mean, and I just love the fact how I know we're kind of going off. We're kind of off the topics that we talked about. I think we covered them clearly. We're just kind of talking now, but I just love the fact that COVID is just so irrelevant now.
no, I do love that fact because I was so tired of that shit.
No, I just love the fact how like all the people who were like so worried about it, like shaming people for not getting the vaccine. I never got the vaccine because I always thought it was bullshit. But I just love the fact how people were just like, "Oh my god, you're an idiot for not getting it. Oh my god, you should get it." This, that, and the third. Now the people who actually made it said it's not really gonna do nothing.
Right.
Like COVID protocols and wearing masks and fucking what else were they fucking doing? Quarantining and shit. Now it's just like, who cares?
Right. Yeah, and listen, from a living perspective, I'm happy with that because I was tired of all that old dumb shit. Like even now in doctors' offices, you always got to wear fucking masks and shit. But
I know on the bus you still gotta wear them, but even a lot of bus drivers, like certain ones will make you wear, the other ones really wouldn't care.
right, but yeah, definitely they were wrong on that.
But you know the new thing that's coming up about monkeypox, so
Now listen, yeah, but I feel like they won't talk about it as much since we all know how monkeypox gets spread around. If you know what I mean.
well, I mean, I heard your way of saying spread around when it's like two fucking degenerate gay guys fucking each other up the ass. But they also said like if you like near somebody with it, like
Yeah,
like
here's the thing, right? Yeah, if somebody has it, but the primary way that it's gonna spread is fucking mostly like fucking orgies, right?
yeah,
That's how it's spread because a bunch of degenerates get in a room and have sex with like 50 people. So that's how it was spread initially, and the CDC doesn't want to come out and say, and they literally said that's how it's spreading,
yeah.
basically. Like, and they don't want, like, the government doesn't want to come out and say, listen, if you want this monkeypox to calm down, stop fucking 20 people in the ass in one night. You know what I'm saying?
You know what? You want the monkeypox to stop? Let's just get rid of all the gay people. You know what I'm saying?
Like, stop fucking people in the ass 24/7. Like, you like fucking people, like 20 people in a room. Like, stop doing that for a while.
But even when I looked it up today. Actually, it said it's a rare disease. So I mean,
It's not like it's not
I'm pretty sure if you
transmissible.
see somebody with monkeypox, you're gonna be like, "Get the fuck away from me." So
No, I feel like imagine you're like the person who, because everyone, I think most people know how it spread, right? Like
yeah,
Imagine you got monkeypox, but you didn't do any of that. Like you would probably hide in shame in your bedroom, so no one thinks that you were in some kind of orgy or something.
Oh yeah, that's the fact. Oh, like honestly, you just hide in your room just because you just want to stay away from people.
Right? Yeah, because it's not that big of a deal. Don't fuck 20 strangers in one night. You'll probably be okay.
You know what I'm saying? But
That's how to avoid it. Don't
now
fuck.
what do you think the new narrative is gonna be? We had COVID in the beginning of the year, then it went to the Ukraine war. It was Roe v. And then somewhere in there was between Roe v. Wave. No, between the Ukraine war and the Roe v. Wave, there was Will Smith being a bitch, slapping Chris Rock.
Yeah.
Now we're off the Roe v. Wave, and then monkeypox is here and there. Now, what do you think the new narrative is going to be?
Um. Shit.
Because we don't have the elections now for another 2 years, so they have to fill up that 2 years in time for the
Yeah, I
people.
mean they already did. They already tried to spark a new narrative when they did that whole Mar-a-Lago invasion bullshit.
Wait, what?
Uh, well, when they invaded Trump's home and shit.
Oh, oh, oh.
Yeah, that's technically the new narrative. Um, orange man bad, so we got to invade his home and shit. So
You know what's crazy? I'm actually kind of interested. Now, I'm not going to vote, but well, honestly, I might. I might just to get Trump back in office. I'm not. Listen, once again, I'm not a Republican. I'm not a Democrat, but this fucking people, even Democrats, are saying Joe Biden's a fucking failure.
he is a fucking failure. Look at this fucking economy.
Look at this economy. Look at our taxes.
Look at
Look
the
at the.
electricity bill. That shit went up like twofold.
You say your electricity bill went up?
Yeah, like literally, I paid $700 in electricity last month.
Jeez, this is around like fucking 300 to 400. Jeez.
Fucking ridiculous, bro. Like I'm telling you, bro. Like it's fucking ridiculous. Like the electricity wasn't as expensive as it is now. It went up.
But
Literally
I
got.
mean,
Yeah, go ahead.
fuck. I mean, hey, listen. I like Trump because I think he's funny. The economy was super fucking better. The country was way fucking better with him under office. No, compared to Biden, no disagreements there.
Yeah, fuck right. Exactly.
You
Listen,
can't
bro.
honestly, I can't. If Biden wins this election, it has to be rigged. It has to be. I'm sorry. Like I can understand him winning the first one because of the whole BLM shit, but this second one with the way how the country's been run, like it has
Yeah.
to be at this point.
Yeah, first of all, sleepy old man, demented Joe. He's probably not gonna rerun because he has like stage 5 dementia at this point.
So who's
Um,
gonna run for the Democrat? Is it gonna be Kamala?
Probably, as you refer to her, Kabbalah,
How the fuck do Kamara? How the fuck do you pronounce this bitch's name?
Kamala.
Kamala, whatever, fucking Kamala. So you think Kamala and then her fucking vice president is gonna be Nancy Pelosi?
Yeah, listen, if
Oh my god.
Kamala manages to a fucking win, then yeah, I would say it's rigged. 'Cause ain't nobody like her, nobody. So, but yeah, this is like, as far as the whole that's their new narrative, like the Mar-a-Lago thing when they invaded Trump's home and found nothing. By the way, again,
Wait, why did they invade his home? I have no idea.
yeah, the FBI raided his home because they said he had some classified documents in his home, and mm, which made no sense because he was the president, so he can declassify documents. By the way,
Wait,
so
hold on. So, what were the documents about?
they said it was nuclear codes when it wasn't. That was propaganda. They didn't say what it was. They said they can't release that information because it's classified.
So what was the okay?
It's a witch hunt. They're going in to Trump's home because they're afraid of Trump winning re-election again, and they're afraid of him because let's be honest, if he ran again, he'd probably win. So
Eh, now, yeah.
they don't want his old ass running again. So that they threw the FBI's because they want to find dirt on Trump. They didn't find dirt on Trump with RussiaGate. They didn't find dirt on him with the IRS trying to investigate, with Homeland Security investigating Trump, DOJ, all these departments investigated Trump. They didn't find shit. So they're trying to find shit on him. They can't.
He did say fuck him in the pussy, but I think every
Oh,
nigga said it before.
yeah, listen, bro.
I love to fuck girls in the pussy, bro. I'll tell you that, man.
He said, "Grab him by the." He said, "Oh, how dare we elect a president who said grab him by the pussy?" I'm like, okay, and
You fucking fag. Who gives a shit?
like, okay, he said grab him by the. Who cares, bro? Like what? Like that's out of all. Like, okay, so it's cool that we get to pay $20 for a piece of fish at the fucking grocery store, but we should be okay with that, but not okay with him saying grab him by the pussy.
I mean, who gives a fuck? Who cares? He was being funny. Like, what man has never said that before?
Nigga, we said way worse shit before.
Dudes will say, like, what's the difference between saying, "Oh, I love to grab her ass" and then grab her by the pussy? It's the same. Like, dudes said that before, or like dudes be like, "Damn, I would love to smash her." It's the same fucking thing. Who cares?
Who cares, right? But oh, we can't have a president who tweets mean shit. But we can't have a fucking demented daughter who sends 55 billion dollars to Ukraine while Americans sit here paying $100 for a piece of toast.
Or fucking get 10 pieces of groceries and have to spend $88 fucking. I can't believe I spent $88 fucking on fucking like 10 to 15 pieces of grocery.
Bro, shit, like we spent $300 to make soup the other day.
$300 is that? Are you actually like making this shit up, or is that like really true?
No, I'm dead serious.
Was it like was it like chicken ass soup, or was it red? Because I know you're into a lot of weird eating shit.
No,
So.
it was beef stew. Beef stew.
Beef stew don't cost no $300.
No, it does with the meat that we purchased. Like before, it was a lot cheaper. Now it's not because we buy food from the like Latin grocery stores and shit.
Oh shit! Okay, that makes a lot more
So it was
sense.
a lot. It was a lot cheaper before. Now, like the gas is ridiculous. Electricity, like I just told you, is
Now
ridiculous.
I heard the gas was getting better. I don't know.
Not like I think. Well, I guess we get to pay $4 instead of $6 now or something.
I mean, under Trump, I think it was like what, like 2 to 3, maybe.
It was like two something, two something.
Which is, I mean, a lot better than it is now. So I mean,
Yeah, I mean now we're getting like everything is more expensive. Everything like people how people I don't understand how people can afford to especially people who don't have a shit ton of income can afford to live now.
and the crazy thing is, it's hard to get a second job now because no one's really hiring because they
No
barely
one's
can pay that.
hiring. No, like
Because
literally had like 5 people other day call up for employment.
yeah, because the companies can't like pay their fucking people because there's less money coming in, so they can't really hire anybody else.
Right. So yeah, this economy's trash, and all you clowns who um who hated mean tweets, enjoy your fucking lentil soup. All right.
Wait, hold on. What did he say that was mean?
Oh, he called people stupid and shit.
People are stupid.
He was like, look, okay, let me look at some of Trump's tweets and we'll go through them because
And this is the great thing about a podcast. We're just basically talking shit now. I
yeah,
mean, but that's what a podcast is.
we already finished with the argument, so
Yeah, we're just. I feel like people enjoy this more than fucking the actual topics.
right. So, uh, okay, so let's
Because I'm
see.
not on Twitter because Twitter's a shit fest.
Yeah, Twitter's a shit fest. Don't get
And
on it.
I feel like they'll ban me like they did Andrew Tate. So
No, don't get on Twitter. It's not worth it. It's a piece of shit. It's a piece of shit company run by piece of shit people. So let me look at some of his.
wait, isn't he banned from Twitter?
Yeah, he is banned from Twitter.
Oh,
They
so
literally banned the president, former president of the United States, from Twitter.
they banned him and Andrew Tate. Wow.
That's why I said don't even get on it because it's a platform run by pussies. So let me see. Let's see. I'm trying to look for.
I guess Elon Musk is not the savior, right? I try to tell your dumbass that Elon Musk wasn't gonna save shit.
No. He's still in court with that shit. He didn't buy it yet. So
So, but I mean, I haven't heard any news about it. So
I won't let. Okay, so I mean, I'm trying to look. Okay, so for like one offensive tweet he said, I
quote
guess is
unquote offensive.
he said something about the concept of global warming was created by and for the Chinese in order to make U.S. manufacturing non-competitive.
Nah, I do agree. Global warming is vastly overrated. I don't believe in it, but I mean, even that, I mean, what is so offensive about that?
Because it's making global warming less serious, so it's built.
It is. It's global warming is not serious. Don't even get me started. Don't even get me started about global warming. But okay, that's his opinion. What's offensive about that?
All right, next offensive tweet. Healthy young children goes to doctor, gets pumped with massive shot of many vaccines, doesn't feel good and changes autism. Many such cases.
That is true.
That's another super
That's
offensive tweet.
offensive.
Yeah, that's another super offensive tweet. Um, um, uh, let's see. I'm just trying to look at him because since they deleted his account, I got to look for
Is there like a list of like shit that people?
um. Oh yeah. So yeah. Let's see. Oh yeah, liberate Virginia and save your Second Amendment. It's under siege. That's another offensive one.
I don't. How is this offensive?
Um, let's see. These okay. Another one was okay. So let's California. Okay, yeah, because he had a shit ton of them, but a lot of people like they took so many down. They took so many down because like those are the examples of tweets I gave you that people found super offensive. But
All right, here's one.
all right,
This was posted. Oh wait, no. This was on September 13th. This was what? This was back in what the fuck? This was back in 2030. So I'm assuming you're looking up stuff from when he was the president, right?
right, yeah.
Okay, so I just looked up Trump's tweets and yeah, they
Me
took down
too.
what?
I'm like,
What's this? I can't even fucking see it. What the fuck?
okay, here's another one.
All right, go ahead.
These thugs are dishonoring the memory of George Floyd, and I won't let that happen. Just spoke to Governor Tim Walz and told him that the military is with him all the way. Any difficulty, and we will assume control. But when the looting starts, the shooting starts.
What's wrong with that?
He it was offensive because he basically said that Trump said if you start stealing shit from stores, we're going to shoot you.
I mean, if someone's stealing from your store, I feel like you have the right to fucking shoot them. But I mean, it's maybe I'm wrong about that.
Yeah, but that's super offensive. So
But here's one right here that I found interesting. And I quote from August 2018. LeBron James was just interviewed by the dumbest man on television, Dom Lemon. He makes LeBron look smart, which is not an easy thing to do. I like Mike.
right,
That's
those
actually pretty fucking funny.
yeah, those are the tweets that people hated too. Like those are
I mean, Dom Lemon is a fucking retard, and so is LeBron. So I mean,
on. Yeah, he made fun of people like
oh, here's probably one right here. November 2007. Why would Kim Jong Un insult me by calling me old when I never call him short and fat? Oh well, I try so hard to be his friend. Maybe someday that will happen. It's actually pretty funny. What's wrong with these tweets? If the
no,
sun can disappear even though it shows up every morning, does that mean other things can end too? I don't get that one. Oh, here, what's this one? Oh no, never mind.
you know what? They hated him because he kind of spoke his mind on Twitter, so they didn't like that.
What's wrong? Isn't that what Twitter is? Isn't that what all these assholes on Twitter tell me?
Yeah, but you know how most presidents have other people with their Twitter and all they do is write like professional statements, and he's kind of the only president I remember that literally used Twitter like a normal person.
Oh, here's a good one. Jesus loves me. He loves my tax returns big time. Socialism and Democrats hate my perfect tactics and Jesus. Witch hunt with real witches. That was
Yeah.
in November 2019.
Witch hunt with real witches. Jesus.
I mean, say what you want about him. The guy is fucking hilarious.
Yeah, I mean, shit, I didn't mind the tweets. I know some people got mad because of
Oh,
fucking.
here's a really offensive one. See, I'm offended by this. Our thoughts and prayers go out to the families and loved ones of the brave drone shot down by Iran overnight. So sad that I'm really offended by that shit.
Jesus.
There's like actually like a list of like it's called liberals love, and they have like a list of like Trump's tweets that they found offensive, and I'm just going through it. Families practice docs
All right.
with weak board scores and have what I
All
don't
right.
know.
Yeah, here's another offensive one, but this was kind of pre-presidency.
Oh, okay.
These hoes think they classy. Well, that's the class I'm skipping.
I see he actually posted that shit.
Yeah, he did.
Oh my god.
See, people don't like that. Well, I mean, I do like
That's
that.
funny though. Who gives a fuck?
Yeah, but he's the president. He has to be super professional,
Wait, you
apparently.
said that was before he was the president?
Yeah, it was pre-presidency though.
Like what year was it?
I think it was 2015 or something like that.
Okay,
It
so
was-
he was around like the time he was running. He's hosting the class. He was. Oh man, but or matter of fact, did you see the clip of him where he was talking about Brittany Griner, and they said, oh, if I turn LeBron James into a female, he'll be the best women's basketball player ever. But I'm not really a LeBron fan. I like Michael Jordan more.
yeah, I saw that one.
I never like. I don't see what's offensive about him. Like, if you want to say his fan base is a bunch of filthy white hicks who probably have like a bunch of Confederate flags in their house, okay, that's fine. But I mean, the guy himself, I really don't mind him.
I'm looking at the 10 of the most misogynistic tweets from Donald Trump.
Oh, this should be great.
All right, so number 1. Let's see. If Hillary Clinton can't satisfy her husband, what makes her think she can satisfy America?
And that is true. Isn't that why Bill Clinton was getting his dick sucked in the Oval Office?
yeah.
How's that wrong?
That's what he was referring to. The man said, Bette Midler.
Bette Midler, no, who was he?
Oh no, it's a woman, right? He said,
Oh,
Bette Midler is an extremely unattractive woman. I refuse to say that because
what's her name? What's her name?
Bette Midler.
How you spell it?
BETTTE
E
space
space.
M.
Oh, here we go, right here.
Okay.
He's not wrong. She's very unattractive. Yeah, so I mean, yeah, she's unattractive shit. So there's no lies detected here, people. I'm about to hashtag Donald Trump onto this fucking stream.
And then he said, he retweeted Bette Midler, says, she talks about my hair, but I'm not allowed to talk about how her ugly face or body, so I won't. This is a double standard.
That is true. So that's the second tweet, right?
Yeah. So, and he said another one. He was talking about Rosie O'Donnell.
Oh, yeah. He hates that bitch.
He said, sorry, Rosie is a mentally sick woman, a bully, a dummy, and all above a loser. Other than that, she is just wonderful.
It's a fact. Rosie O'Donnell. Isn't she like one of the core 4 of like The View or some shit?
Yeah, I think so. I mean, she's.
Oh my god.
And then another one, he said Ariana Huff. She's it's a fucking newspaper liberal or whatever. Ariana Huff is unattractive both inside and out. I fully understand why her former husband left her for a man. He made a good decision.
Oh, yo.
So I guess people didn't like these type of tweets.
Wait, hold on. You gotta keep going, bro. Come on. It's starting to get good, actually.
All right, let's see.
Like, find one that you actually think like is actually good.
Yeah, let me see. Hold on.
Oh my god. But who? But if you okay, but look, while CEO's finding one, if you're a heterosexual man, why do you find these, or like just like a man in general, why do you find these offensive?
I have no idea.
Or just like look, what is so offensive about this? I'm thinking like he's saying like the way how people at least used to portray him, like he was saying the N word here and there. He's part of a Ku Klux Klan shit or
Right.
whatever, some shit like that. Like, oh man, this shit's hilarious.
Trying to find. Let's see. Oh, he said he's talking about Megyn Kelly.
Oh, that bitch. Yeah, go ahead.
He said you could see there was blood coming out of her eyes, blood coming out of whatever. Just got it on with the thought. I mean, he was talking about her vagina.
Yeah,
Backlash.
I mean that bitch. Yeah, that bitch is weird.
Yeah,
Is she
so
like a? Is she like a liberal? Yeah, she does. Yeah, she does look like a liberal. Yep.
I mean, she's technically a conservative that liberals like. So it's kind of.
She kind
But
of looks
yeah,
like Machine Gun Kelly.
damn.
I know, I'm just looking at her. She has like the. I don't know. She kind of look. Is she look like a lesbian or some shit?
No, not really.
I don't know. But what's the next one?
I'm trying to find. I think, but that's pretty much all he said that was misogynistic, quote unquote.
I know he made fun of Rosie O'Donnell, which everybody should because she's a fat bitch. But I mean, it's like, I mean,
No, I'm just laughing because um okay, so and they also got mad because Trump supporters kept calling her bitch or something.
who?
To Megyn Kelly.
She's a fucking bitch. She looks like one, so I mean.
Yeah, I mean, but those are the extremely horrible sexist tweets.
Well, I mean, my thing is this, and it's kind of, and I thought about this while you were reading the tweets, is that people complain that he was on Twitter too much, but Joe Biden is just as much on Twitter that he was, and I'm pretty sure Obama was just on much of Twitter he is. So why is it's a big deal that he's on Twitter?
Because, and to be honest, on some of these tweets, he kind of sounds like you.
Yeah, that's probably why I'm laughing more.
No, I mean, no, because he always said, people don't like him. That's the only reason they kept complaining that he was on Twitter. It was like he shouldn't be tweeting, and I'm like, bro, every single president tweets. He just don't like what he's saying.
Well, I mean, the main presidents are him, Biden, and Obama, because Twitter was around with Bush and fucking. Can you imagine fucking Nixon was on fucking Twitter?
Jeez, shit.
Yeah, dudes, some of the shit like, hey, some of the shit he says that, oh, I love Mexicans, they mow my lawn very good. The fuck, you complain about fucking Trump? Fuck
Oh
out
yeah, another weird tweet from Trump. Imagine telling he said apparently there was some with ASAP Rocky in Sweden.
the what?
You know ASAP Rocky?
Oh yeah, the fucking what's his name, right? The rapper, yeah.
So Trump said, "Give ASAP Rocky his freedom. We do so much for Sweden, but it doesn't seem to work the other way around. Sweden should focus on its real crime problems." Hashtag
But
free
hold on, what?
Rocky.
He said what?
No, he was just basically to free Rocky, ASAP Rocky from Sweden or something.
Wait, I didn't even know he was. But what is he locked up in Sweden for?
No, I guess I have no. He got locked up in Sweden for was it a fighting? Did he fight someone?
I have no
Uh,
idea.
well, anyway, he got locked up in Sweden, and he was just like free ASAP Rocky or something.
Well, Joe Biden's tweets, because I was just honestly interested about this, and he said, "There's no time to waste when it comes to tackling the crises we face. That's why today I'm heading to the Oval Office to get right to work on delivering bold actions immediately relieving for American families." And crises, he meant crises, but he spelled crises Crises.
Right. Yeah, he misspelled a lot on Twitter too, so people didn't like it. Because they were like, how can a president misspell words?
Well, I'm just looking for some. We are not ready for a pandemic. Trump has rolled back the how to fucking pronounce this? Progressive Obama, President Obama, and I made a strength globally. Misspell health security. We need leadership that builds public trust, forces on real threats, and mobilizes the world to stop outbreaks before they reach our shores.
Yeah.
See, for some reason I feel like this is not him texting. I feel like they're trying to make it more realistic by him spelling shit.
Okay.
But I don't know. Like I feel like I don't feel like he runs his Twitter account because I feel like he'll be way, way worse than it is now.
Yeah.
But it's just they try to make it more realistic by fucking by fucking like misspelling shit.
Mm-hmm.
So the rule is now simple: get vaccinated or wear a mask until you do. The choice is yours. And that's real freeing, Biden.
Yeah, they'll never ban Biden off of Twitter, that's for sure.
Oh no. Twitter's basically a Democrat is liberal one.
Yeah, it's a liberalized site, yeah, basically.
But yeah, man. But that was a good podcast. We talked about a lot. We talked about the topics, and then we just joked off on some shit. Hopefully, I'm able to post this on YouTube without it getting taken down. They probably so. I only have 75 subscribers on here, so
yeah.
But anything, CEO, is there anything you'd like to say to the people?
Besides, fuck you, no.
Yeah, I have to agree with that. All right, this is another episode. I think this is episode 4 or 5. I don't fucking
know. Yeah, I think so.
Whatever fucking episode it is, but yeah. See you guys next Sunday. Peace out.
Peace out.